Some stories don't start with success. They start with mistakes, pressures, and moments you wish you could take back. And today we're sitting down with a man who lived through it all, the bad choices, the consequences, and the long road back home. This isn't a story meant to glorify anything. It's a story about accountability, growth, and what it really takes to rebuild your life after everything falls apart. Frank McChriston is here to tell his truth. This is his journey in his own words. How you doing, Frank?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Pretty darn good. Thank you for agreeing to sit down with us today and talk about some things. Now, before we get into the headlines of it all, what brought you here, I want to start at the beginning. For everybody who's watching, who only knows headlines or pieces of a story.
Yeah.
Who were you before all of that? Like, who was Frank?
Before all that, okay.
Like, where you from?
No, I'm originally from Wilmer, Texas, and I grew up there. I grew up there. I wasn't born there, but I grew up there, and when I really jumped off the porch in Wilmer, and I migrated my way towards Oak Cliff, High Hills area. That's where I migrated myself to, going to school with them guys.
So how old were you when you came to Oak Cliff?
When I came to Oak Cliff, I had to be around about maybe 14, 15 when I started going to Highland Hills. 8th grade, 9th grade, going that way.
Okay, so where you go high school?
I went to Wilmer Hutchins.
Oh, okay.
Graduated 03.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. 03 of my graduation. Yeah, I am.
Mr. 03.
Mr. 03, yeah. Wilmer Hutchins, I'm Mr. Hutch at that, yeah, really, you know what I mean? And that's for all classes, though, but I'm him, when it comes to that. But we get to that later. But, yeah, I grew up in Wilmer, migrated to Highland Hills, and that's where I really became my neighborhood. That's, they accepted me into Highland Hills, and that was really my neighborhood. That was, that's where all my partners was at, and all my friends, and when I became, I started off as King Frank, and before I was Ben Frank, I was King Frank. That's back in the MySpace days and all that. But that's where I originally. Okay. That's why everything happened.
Now, would you say you came up around people who were trying to guide you, or was it like one of those environments where you had to figure shit out for yourself? When you look back.
It was a little bit of both, because when I was 14, my older brother went to prison, and he had got a 25-year sentence.
What did he do? Can you tell us?
Yeah, it was an aggravated robbery, aggravated kidnapping case that my brother had caught, and me being young back then at 14, not really even understanding who my big brother was, because he was the big brother, so I'm really kind of following his lead, but not. So once that happened to him, I learned from it, and I knew that robbing and kidnapping wasn't gonna be my thing, because I see how they gave him 25 years, and he was 18 years old when they done that. So I learned from that, and I also learned, from my daddy being a dope fiend, that drugs wasn't gonna be it. Whether I was gonna sell them, I wasn't gonna sell them, and I wasn't gonna do them, because I seen how that took him down.
What kind of drugs did your dad do?
Crack.
Okay.
Crack, cold.
Is he
crack.
still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive, and he's still alive.
Is he still on drugs?
Still on drugs, man. He's still out there bad, and that's the thing about drugs, and that's the thing that I to this day I listen to my kids, and that's why we be on ups and downs, because they done. A couple of my older boys are smoking weed now. That's something I never did was drugs. I never smoked. I never done any drugs. So, I never done any drugs. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. Now as far as on in my age when I got shot, I was popping hydrocodone and stuff like that, and that's a very addictive drug too. So but I never got into drugs. So that's kind of hard on my boys. I'm hard on my boys about that, and I don't understand it, and I never will. And see why they're doing it, because I feel like it leads to other stuff. Because my daddy started off smoking weed, and
So what was it, if you don't mind me asking, that you saw your dad do that did it for you, that you said, you know what, after seeing him do that, I ain't never gonna be on that shit?
Okay, so he was stealing from us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Punning my Sega, Super Nintendo, even early on PlayStation 1s and all that. He would pawn stuff. He would sell our dogs, and what really hit me the most when we had a van. My mom had got a van. It's one of them old vans with the fifth wheel on the back, like a 89, maybe a 90 model.
One of them good time vans.
Big vans that had the little TVs with the VCR and all that, the bed, fold-out couches and all that in the van. And we love that van. That was our traveling van. We go out of town. My mom from Mississippi, so we just go out of town and family reunions out there with that van. And he sold it to the dope man. And they ended up finding my mama a van in Tennessee. And they found it in Tennessee, and it was burnt up, and that broke my mama. Just so me seeing my mama broken like that about that van, but still having love for this man who was steady doing stuff, I knew then that drugs ain't gonna be it for me, and I ain't gonna make my mom. I won't make my mama cry. I won't make my mama feel the way she's feeling. So, growing up, I always said I'm gonna make her proud. I'm gonna do something for her when I get older. I'm like, my whole goal was to make sure when I get older to make sure I repay my mama, because she did everything for me. It never was like I never had a club like these mothers today. Yeah, they something different. My mom, like I can't tell you, I can't name 6 men that I seen my mama deal with. You know what I mean? Like none of them. I can't never tell you my mama ever went to a nightclub. My mama never was away from home unless she was working. So
let me ask you. So I know you have a brother. Do you have any other siblings?
I have a younger sister. Yeah,
okay.
I have a younger sister and an older brother. It's 3 of us.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're the middle kid, and did you see any like signs early on that you were like moving toward choices that weren't good for you, or did everything like feel normal at that time?
No, me growing up, I grew up in church, so I knew right from wrong. I knew. I'm gonna say, I knew the Christian way. I'm gonna say that, and so I know right from wrong as far as in the eyes of God. So I grew up in church, and I was just. I was young. I was getting older. I started to feel myself. No father around. So once it got to the point where, mama, the whoopings don't hurt.
So you used to get disciplined. Like, were you like a bad kid? Like, did you get a lot of whoopings? You were. Like, what kind of stuff did you do in school?
I feel like now that I think about it, I could have been a little bit of ADHD. So even though I was probably a little ADHD, I was definitely ADHD. So I was real hyper in elementary, and I found out quickly. I learned about just listening to my mom and dad talk about racism. So I grew up in Irving. Matter of fact, before I went to Wim, I was in Irving, and I was at a white school, and mostly white, predominant white school. So I would use the race card. Just I would listen to my mom and them, and even though the school really wasn't racist at all, but every time I got in trouble for doing something, I would blame them being racist, and they would baby me. They would, no, we're not like that, So I figured out manipulation early. How to manipulate.
Really?
Oh yeah, how to manipulate. I figured it out real early, manipulation, and that was my key to my badness. Yeah. So manipulation was the key, and that I figured that okay, that's how I can get away with what I'm doing. So I used the race card, and I would anytime I did something that I knew I wasn't supposed to do, and I got in trouble for it. Oh y'all racist. They put me in timeout or put me in detention, after school detention. Oh y'all racist, y'all, because I'm the only kid in there, and I'm black. So I'm telling them, hey, y'all doing this to me because I'm black, and they would always, no, it's not that. They'd sit me down and talk to me, have counselors coming to me, even trying to get me to go to these particular classes, have my mama going through this stuff, and the whole time, I just wanted my way. I just wanted to be bad, and I was very bad. I would make up lies on teachers. One time I had told my mom that a teacher had slapped me.
What?
Yeah, I told her. I just lied on the lady, and I just told my mom that the teacher slapped me. And I don't know what made me do it, but that ran my mama so high to the point to where she came to school the next day. And I'm not knowing what to do. So now I'm sitting here, and my mama's almost at fighting range with the teacher, and she's telling my mom she never slapped me, but she told Miss McChriston. She said her exact word was, Miss McChriston, sometimes I do feel like slapping Frank, but I've never put my hands on him.
Oh, so I like that she was.
Yeah, so my mama asked me in front of her, did she do that? I said, no, ma'am. And she said, so why did you tell me that? I said, I thought she slapped me. That's what my answer was. I thought she slapped me.
Oh wow.
And that was the answer. And that's the type of stuff I would do as a kid. I would do stuff like that.
How many kids do you have?
I have 6 boys.
Wow.
I have 6 sons.
So now in 2017, where were you at in life back then? Like,
I was having the time of my life in 17.
Like, what's the time of your life? Like,
well, I was having the most money I
okay.
ever had in my life. I was 33, 34 years old. I had the mind frame of maybe a 22-year-old.
Like, what does that mean?
Being young-minded. Having all this money and not knowing what to do with it. You know what I mean?
What were you doing to make money?
Crime. I was doing different type of crime.
Like what? Like what kind of crime?
Like to be honest, I was from anywhere from ATM heist to cargo theft to burglary buildings, meat markets, anything that had a safe in it, anything that I can go get the money out of it. I was doing it.
Okay, so let me ask you this now. At the beginning, you were saying about your brother and his charges. And that was like something else you said you were like against, like robbery. What's the difference?
No. I'm against robbery, not stealing. Okay, it's a difference.
Okay, wait. You said you were against robbing.
Robbing. I was against robbing.
But not stealing.
Stealing and robbing.
Okay, so tell us, what is the difference for us green
people? The difference
is
the way that the law handles that. That's the difference. The difference is the way that the police handle you from stealing, which is a tap on the wrist, robbing, it's 20 to life.
But what? So you're saying you said an ATM heist? Is that not robbing?
That's stealing. That's not. No. That's stealing. And when I say an ATM heist, I'm not talking about catching the worker at the shoot, filling the money, and pull up on him with a gun or a fake gun and making him get it back. I'm talking about putting a chain around this ATM and snatching it.
So you were one of them guys.
I was doing that. That's the thing that I was doing. That's the thing I was more into. I was only into that. I was never.
So what would give you, like back then? What would give you? So can you tell me? Because we definitely don't want you incriminate. So it's
all. You know, this ain't statues. There ain't no statues on. I mean, I'm gonna say there's statues on this stuff here, and this is all stuff that I done been incarcerated for. I done did my time. You know.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm cool with it, and it ain't nothing I'm going back to. So
okay.
So
let me ask you this: what gave you the idea? Like, how old were you, or like who put the idea in you, if you could say, like that to do like ATM heist?
One of my I'm gonna say a good friend.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say a good friend of mine. And I'm not going to say his name.
No, you got
he and you know, people who know, you know what I mean. But he was a little younger than me, but he always seemed like the older one of us, because he knew a lot as far as society, the world. Like he was really, I'm gonna say he was before his time.
Was it somebody you grew up with?
I grew up with him, and a good friend of mine from like the 5th grade on up,
okay.
And yeah, he was. I mean, we was in the 5th grade, and you know, we come to school with our English books, but he had a book, a truck driving book. He would come to school with a truck driving book, and he knew how to drive 18-wheelers in 5th grade. Yeah, he knew, and I think I knew a lot too, because my mom was always a truck driver, so I knew a lot, because she used to make me get up in the morning and crank her truck and get it warm up. So I knew how to crank 18-wheelers. I knew how to, you know, with the key and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But he was more of a hot wire, anything special that he can hot wire. He was driving anything from forklifts to a motorcycle, a dirt bike, a 18-wheeler, anything that was to drive. It you know, 5th grade, 6th grade, we maybe 12, 13 years old. He knew how to drive all that already.
Was he a badass?
Super bad. He was very bad. He was bad. He was tough. You know, he was young. He was the youngest. He was one of the youngest ones, but he was tough. And he
is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, he's still alive. He's still alive.
So he gave you how did the idea of doing it? That's on, like, of doing this heist. Like, what made you say, you know what, I'm gonna try this shit?
This is the first time, right? 2000. I'm trying to say it had to be 2008, 2009, or it could have been 2006. I'm trying to think. It was in that range. I really don't remember, but it was from 6 to 9. No, it had to be 2006, because I went to jail. Yeah, it was 2006 when I was introduced to the cargo theft. I'm gonna say that, and I had $75. I had just had my son. I just had Jalen. We had just had Jalen and my oldest son, and I had $75 to my name. So I'm stuck in between either pay my cell phone bill or get him some Pampers. That's how broke I was, and it was either this $75 gonna go either that way or that way. So I'm coming down the hood. I'm in Hollywood. I'm coming down Pine Brook. I see a U-Haul bagged in. I got an oil leak. I got a Roadmaster. 94 Roadmaster, and it's leaking oil. It's leaking oil forever. So I need oil. So this $75 got to go somewhere. So I'm driving, and I see two of my partners in a U-Haul bagged up. And when they saw me, they ducked. But I pulled over, and what are y'all doing? I jumped in. I opened up the door. What y'all ducking for? You know what I mean? Like, hey, we finna go with such and such. The badass. We finna go with such and such, and he got something for us. I said, what y'all mean? Y'all finna get some money? They're like, yeah. I said, I'm going. I just told them I'm going, and I got in the middle. They were like, hold on, let me call such and such and make sure it's cool for you to go, because, I said, okay, cool. They called him. They said, hey, Frank in the car, man, he want to go.
Did you know such and such?
Yeah, such and such, that's the badass. That's the one.
I'm saying, like, the person who they was going to see. They was going to see the badass?
The badass one told them to go get the U-Haul.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So they called him and told him that I wanted to go.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So he said, cool, he can go, he can go. So, boom. I parked my car somewhere on that street, and I jumped in U-Haul with him.
You didn't know what they was finna do.
Didn't know what they was finna do.
I just knew it had money and you
had something to do with money, and I was broke, and it was hard times, it was desperate times. So,
okay.
I'm willing to do everything except murder somebody at this point. You know what I mean? So.
And before now, you wasn't doing this kind of stuff?
I had never done it before.
What was you doing for money before now?
Before then, I was spoiled. Mama, baby, mama steady taking care of me. I'm probably at this age, I'm probably like 23, 24.
But you got 3 kids at this point.
I got one and one on the way.
Okay.
And I hadn't even gotten the mix of this the third boy yet.
Oh, okay.
Which I didn't even know he was my son until he was 2.
Oh, okay.
But I got one and one on the way. I got 2 baby moms at the time. I got Jalen had just
and
been born.
You broke, and you managed to have 2 baby mamas. Okay, I'm sorry.
Broke, yeah.
Okay, take that out.
You didn't need too much back then. You didn't need too much. Just just being be a man. But I jump in with them and we shoot out of town. I'm not gonna say exactly where we went.
Okay.
We shoot out of town. We leave out of Texas in a U-Haul, and it happened it was so fast and so easy that when we got to the destination, we dropped such and such off where he wanted to go, and we went back and parked at a truck stop right down the street. By the time we parked at the truck stop, he had already did what he was going to do, and he was out of there, and he was back there. So we sitting here waiting on him, and he already drove by us in an 18-wheeler. He going back to Texas, and we sitting here waiting. We sitting here about 2 hours. So we finally calling and say, "Hey man, what's going on? You good? You need help? What's up?" He say, "Man, I'm putting gas in. He's an hour away already. He's back in Texas."
Mm-hmm.
You're like, what? He like, man, y'all ain't following me? I blew the horn when I drove by y'all at the truck stop. So we like, oh yeah, here we come. Yeah, we behind you. You know what I mean? So we crank up and we drive on back. And we get back home. We the stuff that was in the truck, we split it up and I made.
What was on the? Can you say what was on the truck?
Yeah, but I'd rather not. You know what I mean? But I know with the little stuff that was on the truck, what was on the truck, we ended up making
Was it merchandise?
It was in electronics.
Okay.
Yeah, and the little stuff that he gave me from going, I made $34,000.
Shut the door.
Yeah, I made $34,000.
And that's a lot of money in 2000.
And that night I was broke. So that next day I felt rich. I hadn't had this much money in my ever at one time. So, and that's kind of where broke night, rich days come from. I was broke that night and I had a rich day. So
So what'd you do with the money?
First thing I did, I gave my mama. I think I gave my mama $4,000.
Did she ask you where it came from?
Yeah, the first $4,000 I made, I was selling what I had. I gave her $4,000. And
did she ask you where it came from?
Yeah, she asked what was going on. I gave her some of the merchandise too because she needed some of that. So I gave her some of that and I gave her the money.
Mm-hmm.
And boom, just being young, I went and bought me a little old school.
Okay.
I put the rims on it that same day.
Okay.
Then I think I took it to the paint shop and got me another little duck-out car and got my son them stuff they needed. Got everybody situated as far as with my my living condition and everything. Got all the bills taken care of. So now I'm feeling good. But coming across money, coming from 0 to 100 like that, and coming from nothing to something like that so fast, so easy, I was already hooked. And this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to try to do nothing else. Like, this is it. Because I'm not doing drugs. I'm not selling drugs. And I feel like at this point of my life, I'm going to do this right here. And I feel like even if I got caught doing this, it wouldn't be a big deal as far as me doing a bunch of time. I'm going to risk it. I risk doing some time because this was too easy. And I didn't even
So
do
how
it.
soon after that one did you do something else?
It was that next weekend.
You was like ready for more.
That next weekend.
And you got some more money.
Yeah, it was every weekend thing from that point on.
So when did you get caught doing it? Because you said you went to jail.
I got caught in
stuff.
2009.
So what was that charge?
It was burglary of a building.
So what was you burglarizing?
I think it was a FedEx or something I got caught in that day. I was inside of a FedEx and I got away with everything, just being greedy though.
So they caught you inside the building?
No, they caught me outside. But I had already knew that I was caught. But I still took my chance of going right in for one more load when I could have just left. I seen the security guard when they saw me, but it was the greed. It's always greed that get anybody locked up. It's always greed. Now, I probably got to the good. I knowing that I'm doing the calculations in my head with the merchandise that I already got. This is about $60,000. I'm only splitting with one person. So we got $30,000 a piece right here. Mm-hmm. But I'm going in for probably an extra 10. What
was the other person that you split it with? Where were they at?
With me. Matter of fact, he was the one that I had left. I had left him. I got in the car and I left with what we had. And he was like
You left him there?
No, I left. I got in the car and left. I'm saying I went and got in the car and left. It was a lookout in the car driving.
Okay.
I went and got in the car and I left him, right? So he called me like, this is what he told me. He said, if I stay here and get the rest of this, you ain't gonna have no parts in this. This is all gonna be me. And that right there alone, when I knew this, and it wasn't number the extra maybe $20,000 we gonna split in 10 to 10. And I wanted that too. So I went back. I told him drop me back off. Soon as he dropped me back off and I went to the gate, police pulled up with a flashlight. Now the grass is real tall, so we ducked down. I look at him, I'm just shaking my head like, you know what I mean? Now, but mind you this, I got one out for my wrist. I'm North Texas most wanted this time.
For what?
For another crime that I thought I got away with. So I'm not knowing none of this though. I'm not knowing that. I did remember being in a newspaper for North Texas most wanted, and it was a reward for me and everything.
How much was the reward?
It went from $2,000 to $5,000 to $10,000. He buns out. But I remember telling him, hey, the lookout got the rest of the money in the car. I'm gonna let you keep. I know what I got coming. I got 30 coming from what we took. You chunk him, what he gonna chunk him? Give me 20 of it, and I want you to give my mama 10. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking that's overstood. He buns out. They let him bun out because he just, he ain't got no chuck case. Now we was in Mansfield jail. Matter of fact, they bunded him out. Well, he got bunded out. I had a no bun, but I already know I'm finna go to jail for a minute because I got this no Texas most wanted case. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I end up hearing from him the next day. Had my mama to reach out to him the next day about the money. He tell my mama, tell Frank that it's over with. So when he says that, I don't know what that means. It's over with. Like I don't know if you telling me you taking from me, you finna take the money, keep it yourself. Like I don't know what's going on. Did y'all get caught? Did the lookout get caught? I don't know. So I never knew. And I ended up doing 6 months for this crime. I did 6 months state jail for this. So whole time in jail, I'm still thinking I'm finna get out and have some money somewhere. Something, you know what I mean? Because I never knew the whole story. What it over with me. That's all my mama told me when she came visit me. Come to find out, the lookout took everything and act like he got caught with it, but he ended up taking it, selling it with another dude, and they ran out with the money. Okay. So I didn't say his name, but he didn't get nothing either.
Let me ask you this: so it's over. Back to that statement of it's over. Like, is that to be trusted though? Like, when people say, like, oh, I didn't get nothing either. Like, how do you know he really didn't get anything? How do you know that the dude ran off on y'all?
I didn't know at the time until I got out.
Okay, so you knew for a fact he did. Like, you knew that he did.
No. I didn't know that he didn't get anything because at the time until I got out of jail and I actually confronted him. So we go straight to the guy that was looked out.
Oh, okay. Y'all went to him. Okay.
Yeah, and once I got the story, I knew then that the lookout did it. You know what I mean? Okay. I knew then, but he really didn't get nothing. He wouldn't. And I can honestly say that the guy I was with wouldn't have never done me like that. Not that he just.
So what do y'all do to the lookout that like ran off?
This is the thing about that, and this is the thing about the world and the way things are. When I got out on a Friday, state jail, Bradshaw. I got out on a Friday. I did something that night that I got out to give me some money. So now I'm back up the next day.
Wait a minute. You get out of jail the same day you get out of jail. What did you do?
And this is the thing about it. The crime that I'll commit serve no serious time, right? Because it's burglary, it's theft. That's petty. That's real petty in the eyes of the law. That's why I never got into a robbery, because I seen him give my brother 25 years. So me having enough sense to know that I'm gonna be a criminal. You know what I mean? From school, I'm always shooting dice. I was always getting caught, and that's when I went to alternative school shooting dice. I went to alternative school for watching dice. Did you graduate? Yeah, I ended up graduating from William Hutchins. I graduated, but I had already made my mind up when I first heard about even me being in North Texas Most Wanted and having these this warrant out for my arrest, this award and everything. It makes it seem like, oh man, when they catch him, he gone. You know what I mean? And it's not like that, because of the simple fact it's not even really, and it's not really about the crime that we commit. It's more about the money they make off incarceration, right? And if you think about it, it's not about the crime with anybody. If you look at our president, you know what I mean? He's one of the biggest criminals in the world, but at the same time, he's a president, and he's still our president, and he's going to be our president, and they can't charge him with nothing, because it's not about the crime that he's committing. It's about the money. It's always about the money. Even in jail, they making so much money off of sitting in jail that we're going to lock you up for what we can lock you up for. And it's like they really saying, hey, go out and do crimes. That's why that's why the economy is where it is, and that's why everything is so high, and everything is so, because people got to survive. They go, and the first thing they do is so hard. It's so hard to get money the right way, but it's so easy to get the wrong way. But at the same time, this is the circle that we going in. Lock them up, take them to jail, let them get out. It's gonna be hard for them. They're gonna do it again, and this is called recidivism. And this is just what I learned just watching this stuff. And it's recidivism. That's why even with me being in prison, I couldn't get out of jail early if I wanted to, because I had a high recidivism rate, which means my recidivism, me coming back to jail, was high. The way they look at the statistics on me,
high, the probability of coming back.
Yeah, my probability was high because all the crimes I was committing back to back in a short number of times. Mm-hmm. So even though I was bonded out and getting probation, I was completing it, or I would go down there and do a month in jail, and you're out. You know what I mean? Because I'm not running around here doing no serious crime. Is what they look at it. I'm stealing. I'm not killing people. I'm not robbing nobody. I'm not even doing any fraud. I'm just stealing. So that's like, hey man, we got too much stuff going on for we have him taking up bed space. Let's get some. Let's kick these guys out. That's how it is. Let's kick these petty guys out. And they do this. They do this every year. Reality is just, it sets in, and you just think about it. When you sitting up in a place and you doing nothing but reading books and you know, you going through your situation being in prison, you do a lot of thinking, and you do be like, you know, and it just.
Well, let me ask you this, because we'll get to the hard prison time. Because at this point, you're not doing no prison time.
I'm not doing no prison time.
You just going in there for a little bit, and you coming back, and then like you just said, the same day you come out, you're doing some shit.
I did it again.
So you did something, you got your money back up.
So when I get my money back up, I'm not even worried about what happened
6 months ago.
I'm not worried about it. Both of them still my partners. I'm still hanging with them because I let money overpower my better judgment as far as who I'm dealing with.
Gotcha.
And that's what I felt like I was doing the whole time. I'm hanging around a bunch of guys who don't really like me, not really my friends, but I'm useful, right? So I'm useful for them because I know how to get money, and that's what we all looking at, the money. Now, it's no honor among thieves. That's a true statement. That's a very, very true statement. It's no honor among thieves. So with that being said, these dudes, as I'm calling brothers, partners, homies, it's no real honor there. We just clicked because all of us, we clicked together because simple fact, we like money. Yeah, we greedy. We being greedy, and we like money, and hanging together, we get more money than we are apart. We getting way more money being together than we are apart. Because we using each other for our certain particular, I'm gonna say, talent in this criminal game.
What's your talent?
Now my talent is fitness right now.
I know now. I'm saying back then.
Back then, my talent was more of I was gonna get it by any means, right? So, okay. If it's a lock on it, I'm getting in that lock. Okay. If it's a
so you a locksmith? You can get.
No, I'm just saying like my ambition to get money was like, hey, you know, we got to go to, you know, we gonna get in here. If we got to get in this thing, we're gonna get in here. We got to steal this, we're gonna steal this. It just, I was very motivational. I can't see too well, so I couldn't be a lookout at all. I wasn't gonna be a lookout, so I'm more to go inside and hey, I'm gonna go in here and get this.
You the one that's gonna get it.
I was gonna do the leading. I was gonna do the leading. And I had a bunch of talented guys that was following me. Very talented guys that were following me. So I got a dude who can cut alarms. I got a dude who know how to get in this.
And you give me that you kind of like the bossy type. That you want to be bossy. You want to be.
I didn't want to be bossy. I just was leading. I was leading dudes into the wrong direction, but I was the leader. I was leading.
When you say you was leading them into the wrong, what you mean? Like getting into doing
what I was doing. I was leading them to the wrong because we was. It was about. It was greed. All they would care about is, hey, what did you do to get money? I want to do it. It's not, hey, is it safe? Is it? Nobody asks those questions. Is it safe? And that's the thing. You never think about the bad. You always think about the good.
Would you care about the kind of people that you would recruit to do it?
If I trusted them, right? Okay. That's the only dudes I'm dealing with. I'm trusting them. Like you get out all day long. I was getting, big bro, turn me on. Big bro, turn me on. Just because nobody really knew what we was doing. Nobody even believed we was doing what we was doing. Right? Like we were really doing some. And I thought about writing a book about it. You know what I mean? But we were really doing some things back then that I'm gonna say some real classic heists to the point to where, and it was good money. It was real good money in it to where we making maybe.
What's the most you've made
in one lit?
Yeah,
300.
You a lie.
300,000.
Wow.
Yeah, 300,000.
What was it?
It was something. Okay. It was something. It was something. And 300 and that was the most at one time. But it was a couple 300s though. We did that a couple times.
Okay, so prior to, and we'll get to what it was in 2017 that happened, but prior to 2017, how many times had you been in and out of jail or prison? I mean, was it prison even then? Were you going to prison?
You would have to really Google. I would have to Google and just look at the mug shots.
So you don't know, like, what do you think, like, your arrest record, like, how many arrests do you have on your record? Do you know?
It's too many to count. Really? And this is different. This is different. I'm in different cities, different states with this, so I'm going to jail, and it's all petty stuff. You know what I mean? I'm getting right out, but it's just when I did Google it one time, I remember the mug shots. It was just like, damn, I didn't even remember this one. You know what I mean? Like it was just so many. But I got so many in Dallas alone. I maybe got just in Dallas probably I'm gonna say maybe anywhere from 20, 25 just different mug shots just in Dallas.
So if you were arrested so many times, this is just my thought. Did you? I mean, and you, even though yes, you coming out with some bags, but I mean, if you getting caught. So does that make you a good criminal? If you
it makes it a learning experience. What not to do next time? Like, and then like I tell you, I know what not to do. I know what to do, but it was greed. It was every time I got caught was me being greedy. Like I could get away with it, and I go back. Like I'm at home. I done split this money up, and I sit there. I'm like, damn, no, I count. And I made 60,000 off this. I know I can go back and get another 60.
Did you try to hit the same place?
The same thing, go back over there because I feel like even if the police come, I would sit back and watch them and wait till they leave, and then go right back in there. And that was greed though, you know what I mean? Because and sometimes the police are smart, but they think they coming back, so they act like they left. But they done went around the back and boom, there you go, they caught me. You know what I mean? So it was stuff like that that would get me caught. And I learned just sitting in jail. Like every time I got caught, it was because I was being over greedy. I was being greedy every time, and not one time. And I thought about it after I talked to different dudes that I meet in jail when they get caught. Hey, do you think he was being greedy? Tell me about your situation. And it was greed.
It was greed.
It was always greed that got us caught up, because at the end of the day, we was making money the wrong way. And the thing about it is, it was so much money because of the simple fact we not putting in nothing to get a lot.
So y'all are just blowing it.
I would go to the strip club and get drunk and throw 2,000, 18,000 and I'm going straight off the lick. Like I still got my all black on. I'm going straight in there and throwing this money.
Was it like a high, like to get that? I mean, if you, because I know you said you didn't do drugs at any point in your life. But did it feel like that's like dopamine?
It was the attention that I would get from the women.
Okay.
And it was the name that I was having for myself. You know what I mean? And nobody really knew what we were doing. People had an idea or figure out, like, had an idea. And this is before people posting your mug shots and all that on social media, saying when you go to jail. Like, nobody was really doing that back then. So nobody really knew exactly what I was doing. Nobody could say I was selling drugs, because what if he's selling drugs? Who he selling it to? Like, where's Trap at? So right. It was like, what are they doing? It was all type of rumors that being said about what we may not been doing. So it was just more.
Robbed?
Never. I was never robbed, but my house was broken into a lot.
Oh, okay.
Like one time in 1 week, I probably had 3 break-ins, and it's just dudes looking for the money, and they stealing all my shoes, my clothes, and stuff like that. But they never found money, and it was right in their face every time. And one time they stole the money, but I had it in something that they didn't understand. They would never thought it was in, so they threw that in the dumpster in some apartments.
And
so when I found out who stole what the area they was in, I went to their apartments and just looked in the dumpsters and found it, my money.
Wow, how much was it?
It was 40, maybe like 43, 45,000.
Wow.
Inside of I had a VCR. Remember back then, it was a VCR and a DVD player hooked together in one. It was broke, but I had it in my entertainment system. So when they stole the whole entertainment system, they took that too, because everything was hooked up together. But it didn't have no screws in it, right? So you could lift the top of it up, and I used to sit money in there. There wasn't nothing in that, but I took everything out. But that's why I used to hide money, because I always figured, well, nobody steal no DVD player, no CD player. You know what I mean? No VH1, nobody gonna steal that. So they took that. So I was hurt. My shoes were gone, that was gone. But I remember going to the apartments and just looking in the dumpster. And the second dumpster I looked in, I found it. It was sitting in there. They threw it in the dumpster because it was broke. They plugged it up and seen it was broke. Didn't think to take the top off, because I had it snapped on, but the screws was out. So if you pull it hard enough, you pull the top out. And I found it. I found my money, and I just went to screaming, hollering, so happy. Just my house got broken too. Y'all stole my shoes, but I got a thrill out of going to go hit a lick and buying everything over again and posting on social media and showing everybody, hey, I got it back. Yeah.
Now in 2017, I remember you, as on Square Bees Radio. Mm-hmm. Okay. Shout out to Dip. DJ Dip.
R.I.P. Dip.
Okay, R.I.P. Dip. Mm-hmm. And I just remember, somebody sending me a headline, and the headline was, Dallas men Texas men caught stealing 654 guns in Missouri. Mm-hmm. And it was your mugshot was one of the guys. And I think, how many?
6 of us.
6 of y'all. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when did the crime happen?
The crime happened in October.
Okay, but you got locked up
January 25th, 2018.
So again, now, like I said, the headline crazy, and obviously people don't end up in a federal case overnight. So looking back, like, do you remember, like, what was the pressure you were under, the crowd you were around, and the decisions that were stacking up against you?
Okay, it started back, I'll say, we was now we up here on Main Street downtown. We in the radio station. They already picked up 2 of my co-defendants and let them go.
Okay, hold on now, because before we get to that, let's talk about what happened. Okay,
as far as the
heist. So y'all in Missouri, 654 guns. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, give it to me. Like, was this planned?
It was.
How long did y'all plan it?
It was planned, right?
Okay.
But you never know what you find. We just know where we going.
Okay.
We got some address. We gonna go check this out. We don't know where we going. We just going. So we ride. So but it was so many.
Lick was it? Was it yours? Was it somebody else? And
it was all of ours. We just get
like, who got the call that this is gonna be, and then y'all, and who?
We don't get no call. We just go. We just pack up and go. We just pack up. We going over here. We put the address in. We gonna go out and see what's going on out here. If we end up having to get a room and spend the night out here, we'll do that. But we trying to go and come right back.
So when y'all would move, because you said it was 6 of y'all, right?
But we go separate car, 3 and 3 and 3.
I get that, but like, did y'all 6 do stuff together like often or something like that?
Nah,
like,
we would always be 3 deep. And
so that's what I'm saying. How did the 6 of y'all come together on this?
Because when we get down there, we leave maybe 2 hours before the other guys, right? So we going down there, and we normally just call them, hey, we found this, y'all come get something. No, it's a bunch of stuff, come over here. Oh, they'll be on. We gonna all go to the same state, but we gonna split up. We gonna go this way, y'all go that way. If y'all find something that way, we'll drive that way, come out there with y'all. We find something, we'll tell y'all to come this way.
What are y'all looking for?
Electronic, anything that can sell, anything can sell. You know, at that point, in that type of thing, anything can sell. It don't matter if it's from washing machines, refrigerators to grass, brick,
okay,
sheetrock, anything can sell. So it doesn't matter really what. You just got to know who's gonna buy it. Mm-hmm. So but as we going, it's so many things that's happening, right?
Like what?
Car wreck.
Y'all had a car wreck on the way?
No. The other guys did. They ended up having a car wreck. So we ended up stopping for a minute to make sure they were straight. They had a hit and run situation, so the police came in. But that was enough right there to say, turn around, let's go back home.
Yeah, that's like a warning before destruction.
So what my warning was, we get pulled over. Right? Now, mind you, we don't, you know how coming down 75, you got these the street, it might be 65, then it'll drop down to 45, then to 35, then it'll go back up.
Yeah.
So that's what it was doing, right? All the way. So I'm driving, and I'm always driving fast, and I barely can see at the time, and I didn't wear my glasses, so I can barely see when I'm driving. It's nighttime, and I remember being behind a trailer. He ain't got no lights on his trailer, right? So when the police cut her light, when she cut her lights on behind me, I know for a fact she finna go around me and get this dude with no lights on his trailer, because he the one just breaking the law at this point. So I pulls over to let her go around me. She pulled over behind me. I'm like, what the fuck? Now I got 2 guys in the car with me that's wanted for this type of crime. So I'm like, damn. But now they knowing they gotta use some fake names. They gotta use different names, because y'all know if they tell me, you know. So I remember she pulled up. She got her body camera. I looked dead in that body camera. I looked dead in it. Her camera. She had a bright light flashing on me. It was a white lady. She said, you know you speeding? I said, man, did you not see the trailer in front of me with no lights? I just knew that's who you was going to get. Like, what did I do? She said I was speeding because I went from 55. It dropped down to 45, and I was going 55 and a 45. I said, are you serious? That's what you stopped me for? I'm like, man, I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy. I'm trying to get to the house. You know, I'm just running gang. So I'm so tired, so sleepy. I'm trying to get to the house. We done lost all our money at the casino. I done made all this. I'm freestyling. I know we done lost all this money at the casino, man. We just trying to get to the house. So we got half a tank. We trying to make it to Missouri. That's what I tell her. She said, I understand that. I understand your frustration, but yeah, you know. So she write me a ticket. So boom, she go back. She asked them their name. They gave them some. They told them what they told them, and they upset with me at this point, because I always get pulled over when we go out of town. When I drive, I always get pulled over. So they like, Frank, come on, bro. Like, you know we want it, bro. You gonna get us, you know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah. But that was another reason for us to go and turn around and go back home.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we already we coming through Oklahoma. We already midway out here now at this point. So. And
wait a minute, y'all are going blindly. You don't know what is on these trucks.
You don't know what. You just know you just gonna find what you.
But typically, when y'all are doing things like this, the bag is not gonna be less than what?
A night, I'm gonna say we're not gonna make no less than 10,000.
Okay, a piece,
yeah.
Okay.
No less than that. So it's no less than 10,000, because we gonna make sure that.
Yeah.
Even if we find a little something here, we got a 7,000 here a piece. We gonna go somewhere. We gonna find us another 3 bands somewhere.
Okay.
So we ain't making no less than that. So that was the reason to turn around. But I'm not knowing this. But I'm being greedy at this point. I'm thinking greed. Now the only thing I'd have spent at this time was maybe we just put in $10-15 a piece on gas money. That's all we just spent.
Okay.
I want that back. I'm not going out here for no. We're not going out here for no. We want that back. Right. Times $1 million. So we going down here. We end up getting there. I remember. The sun came up on us. It's October, maybe the 18th, the 16th, one of those. But I remember the sun came up, and we doing this in the daytime. It's broad day. They close on the weekends over here, so we out here with our little vest on, lime green vest, like we work here. And we
where y'all at?
We in Missouri, Springfield.
No, but where y'all? You said you got on your what vest?
Vest. You know how you got on the little like working vest. You know, vest like you work. You know, like crossing guard with these little lime green vests.
Yeah. Okay, y'all
we got those. We done put those on in
this is at the UPS place?
At the UPS place. We got those on, and we moving trucks around, and because they got them, they keep those trucks back to back like this here, so you can't raise them up and check them. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute, y'all are doing this during work hours?
No, they not working. They close. Only workers coming through is the truck drivers coming in to drop loads off and pick loads up.
Oh, okay.
So they don't know if we work there or not. They don't know. We look like work. We wave at them and everything. Hey, how y'all doing, man? We act like we work here. You know what I mean? They don't know. They just truck drivers coming in and get loads and taking loads and leaving.
But this was during the day. This was during the daytime. Okay.
During the day, maybe 10 o'clock in the morning. We doing this here. We moving these trailers back. And they got these trailers back to back, so we moving them out and then looking back and checking them. I remember when I first found the Berettas. I opened it up the box. I seen Beretta and I opened up the box. A little 380, a colorful little 380, lime green, purple, whatever the color. It had different cases. You can change the color on the guns. I put it down because we don't take guns. We know this. We know we weren't supposed to do this. You know what I mean? We don't take guns because guns is. They come to find these guns.
Yeah, like because that's not theft at that point. That's not stealing.
Yeah, it's stealing.
A gun. Is it stealing?
Yeah, it's stealing. It's stealing.
Oh, okay, it's stealing.
Yeah, it's definitely stealing. You know what I mean? So, we don't know the actual law and reasoning of these guns. We don't know if they in the books as far as counted for or not, but which they are. Anything with a serial number is counted for. Right. But we not knowing this at the time. So I found them, and I remember I found them. I put it down. I went to checking some more shit. I ended up finding some bigger guns. I'm like, damn, this whole trailer full of guns. I mean, so now we found some more stuff. We found cowboy boots. We found a bunch of Milwaukee drills and tools. You know what I'm saying? So now we got us about $70,000 a piece. It's worth of merchandise. These guns is an extra $10,000. That's all. Cause we sell them $100 a piece at this point. They gonna sell them $100 a piece, and 100 guns. No. Let me see how many we had. Yeah, 100 guns.
They saying you had 654.
Cause it's 6 of us.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Everybody took 100 guns.
Oh, okay, got you.
There you go. But it's nothing but extra $10,000 of money that we being greedy right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just for that. You know what I mean? That's why I say this $10,000.
So you saying like y'all should have left the guns and just took everything?
We should have left that. That 70 was good. You know what I mean? Just
because I'm confused, Frank. I'm sorry. What did y'all getting these guns? How did that change your case? Because you got the guns.
It didn't really change the case as much as I thought it was. Like, we thought we was in serious trouble, right? We thought we were going to be looking at 20, 30 years, which they told us that when we first got there. But the thing... Wait,
because I don't want you to jump. Wait, I'm sorry. Okay. I don't want you to jump yet.
Okay,
so, because I'm back on the guns. And because you keep saying y'all should have left the guns. Why are you saying...
Because there wasn't no money in that.
Okay, it had nothing to do with charges.
No, I didn't know nothing about the charges that was going to come with that.
So you just saying $100...
Yeah, $100 gun, $10,000 extra dollars. You know, it after you look at the time I ended up getting, that $10,000 wasn't worth that 7 years, 8 months, that 92 months they gave me for that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm being greedy. I take them, right, and I tell them I take the first 100. I tell them I told them I'm gonna make me an extra $10,000 out of this. So they follow my lead. Hey, nigga, I'm gonna give me an extra 10 too. That's how I end up being 600 guns.
Okay.
Now as we moving these guns, we getting us because they in the boxes of 60, right? So as we doing the math on these boxes, we taking so many boxes. As we get the small guns, the next boxes are bigger guns. They some rifles, some automatic rifle, Beretta. When I open up that one box, I Google the gun. The gun is $1,200 a piece. I mean, $1,200 just for the gun. So I'm like, shit, I can sell this motherfucker $600 easily. You know what I mean? So that's some extra money. That's how I end up being 54. Because we all took 10 to 12 of those big guns too, just to make us the extra money too.
But it's funny because they're not. They're saying 654 guns. They're not saying nothing else y'all took. Just the guns.
See, but I got restitution, right? We got $260,000 restitution we got to pay back.
Okay, we'll get to that. You keep jumping from.
I'm saying, but that's the total number of everything that was taken. You know what I mean? Okay. So that's the restitution. But they follow my lead, man, and I hate I done that because I knew better, but I was being greedy, right? So by this time, I'm like, you know what? Put this shit back. Put the gun back. So I ended up having a full argument, damn near a fight with one of my homies while we there, because I'm telling him it's too many. I'm telling them, hey man, it's too many guns. It's too many, man. They coming. They gonna come for this shit. They coming for this shit. That's why I told them. I remember telling them they gonna come. So I threw a bunch of them out. I threw a bunch of them off the truck. I said I dropped a bunch of them out. So when I got in the truck to drive off, he lifted it back up and started throwing the shit back on. I jumped. That's when we got to it. I jumped down again. I said, God damn, you just gonna keep putting it on, huh? And I remember he's telling me, nigga, if they get us for one, they gonna get us for a mile. It's gonna be the same thing.
That's what I'm over here. I mean, that's
what he told me.
And
he said, why take nigga? He said, why if they gonna come get us, they gonna come get us for a lot of it. I mean, if they come for one, they'll come for it all. So get everything. I said, you being greedy. And he wound up being the first one they picked up.
Okay, so this was in October. So
by the time we get back,
now I gotta ask you, y'all at this UPS facility, was this like an inside thing? Was this somebody telling y'all, getting y'all in?
No, that was the whole.
Y'all just get in.
That's what the whole thing with Missouri. They swear that somebody told us to come from Texas and come down there, and it wasn't. It was just I'm gonna say a bad luck of the draw was finding it. It wasn't. We knew no one in Missouri. We knew no one there. They couldn't find no record of us knowing nobody. They couldn't find no record of us being in hotels that night. They couldn't find no record of them because we stayed in the cars the whole time. The only thing they could find was pictures of us coming in out of different gas stations, videos of us doing that.
Okay, well, doing this kind of stuff at UPS? Was that like a regular thing? Like, what would just bring you to a UPS facility?
Because we know from past UPS that they be having some pretty good things. You know, we normally looking for stuff like cell phone. We looking for we looking for the Apple product. We looking for that. That's where the money at. So we looking for that type of stuff. But if you don't find it, whatever you end up finding something gonna be worth something
and
to make us some money.
To go into Missouri, this wasn't like y'all. This was just like you woke up one day and said, "Hey, let's go do this." It wasn't like that's what I'm saying. Like what?
No. See, when we do that, when we do stuff like that, it be maybe one or two people out the clique, maybe broke, need some money. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll mess their money off. Like it be time where I done mess my money off. Everybody else got money, but I be like, hey man, I'm broke. We need to go. You know what I mean? And they not gonna miss on nothing. I might say, okay, I might use this manipulation. I mean, I'm gonna go get some more people and I'm gonna find me something. Oh, now hold on, because they know that I'm gonna go find something that they want to be a part of. Okay, hold on. Let me get my kids situated. Here I come. You know what I mean? So, and that's how I used to be. Like, and it wasn't always me that was maybe messed up, but I was always greedy. Yeah. If they going, I'm going. I don't care what's going on. I'm going. I need the extra money. Like, I don't care if I got 100,000 sitting over here. I need to go get some more. Like,
so y'all are on y'all go to Missouri. Y'all do this on y'all way to Missouri. Both cars have their own set of shit that happened. They got a wreck. You get a ticket. Mm-hmm. Y'all go anyway. Mm-hmm. Get everything y'all get off the truck, and then you heading back to Dallas.
Heading back. By the time we head back, the next day, I ain't taking nothing if I ain't already got it sold. So when I find what I find, I call, make the call. Hey, I got this. You want it? Yeah, bring it. This is how much I want for it. You got it? Yeah, come on. So boom, by the time we get back, it's gone.
Okay.
That's why when the investigation, when they come, they down here 3 months looking for this. They following us. They watching us, and we don't really know at the time. They looking for us to be moving these guns, but the guns was already gone. By the time they realized the investigation, where this stuff might have found them tests, because they started finding guns in Dallas. They found a lot of them in Dallas, just traffic stops with the serial number. People getting put up with these stolen guns. So they finding most of the majority of the guns in Texas. So now the feds in Missouri knowing, okay, we'll just go to Texas and investigate and see what's going on. Matter of fact, we're going to look up and see. This is all in my discovery. This is how I know what's going on. Let's go look and see who in Texas does this type of crime. And let's do the database. They're going to do the database and they're going to find out who does this. That's when they figure it out. It's a group of guys right here do it. It's a group of guys right here do it. So that's when they start pulling up on guys.
Okay, so I was just going to say, how did they, so you said in October y'all did it.
Mm-hmm. By November, late November, they had already came down here and picked up one of my homies and questioned him.
One of the six?
One of the six.
They just questioned him.
But when they questioned him, because he had a similar crime, right?
Okay.
To what went on down there. So when they questioned him, in his car, they had a list of 7 things that they were looking for. He had one of everything in the car. And what was so crazy, he had the Beretta, the little gun. They didn't even have to open the door. They looked in the window and seen the gun right there by his gear shift. So they knew then, they high-fiving. Oh, we on the right track. This it right here. Now they know. They've been out here 3 months, so they upset about that too, because they've been looking for this the whole time. We not knowing they heard.
Now, what led them to him?
Okay, so when you look up the database, you looking in Texas, who got warrants for this type of crime? Who been done this? So when they find out he got a warrant for this type of crime, they don't know if he done it or not, but they look him up. Now they want his cell phone. This is the thing. The cell phone is what got it. They want his cell phone so they can see if he was in Missouri at this time, at this date and time, October the 16th. Was he out that way?
This is prior to them questioning him, or this?
Once they question him, they taking your phone. Once they pick you up, they want your phone.
So this person, he on the streets. Mm-hmm. They find him on the streets.
Follow him. He going to watch a Dallas Cowboy football game one night in Arlington. They pull him over.
Okay, so then they take him.
They use him for the one though. They pick him up for the one he got. But when he get to the jail, feds come in and question him about this other shit. And that's how it happened. And
the feds are involved because of the guns, ATM, right?
Firearm, yeah, the firearm.
That's why I was saying, that's why I was thinking you were saying F the guns, because what y'all were doing, what y'all were taking would not have made it be a federal case, right?
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't even been a deep investigation about that. If we just would have took them tools and them boots and the little Nike clothes and stuff that we had took, it would have never been a big investigation, because those companies write their stuff off their insurance. You know what I mean? And we're not going to be going out. It's hard to find a stolen pair of boots when it's on a person's feet. It's hard to find a stolen drill.
Or whatever.
Who's looking for a stolen drill? When people have drill tools out there in their car, it's not against the law to have these tools. Mm-hmm. It's not even against the law to have guns, but when they stolen, it is. Yeah. And when you don't have a license to sell guns, that what makes it a crime. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So when people was out on the outside looking in, them niggas had 654 guns, they going to jail forever. Nah, Walmart sell guns. Gun is not illegal. It's just illegal for us to sell them, knowing that they stolen and we don't have a license to sell guns. That's the problem.
But for me, I guess seeing 654 guns, that's definitely federal. So to me, and I guess isn't that more? Is that not more scarier to be having a federal case versus a state case? That's not scary.
Federal is more scary. Yeah, federal is more scary. Yeah, it's way more scary because simple fact, knowing what I know now, they don't have to give you a bond. There's no bond.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna give us no information. You ain't get no bond. That's how it is with that. If you ain't gonna tell us somebody, you ain't telling us something, we're not giving you no bond. We don't care what how much money you got or who you think your lawyer is, we got you. And you know what I'm saying? Your cell phone alone. With the state, cell phones pinging off towers ain't enough to hold you.
I see that all the time.
It's not enough to hold you with the state, but with the feds, we holding you for that. We holding you for that. Yeah, the state, it's enough to arrest you, but it is enough to convict you with the state.
Okay.
But the feds, you can go in there and tell them, you can go in there and say, hey, I know he done this and he did this, what he did. That right there is enough. That's a conspiracy right there. They're going to use that as a conspiracy. And that's the whole thing about the conspiracy and how weak it is, but how much they can do with you just off from he say, she say, hearsay.
Okay, so your friend get caught up. They go in there, question him. He's got the stuff on him that they looking for. And but they let him go?
They end up letting him go.
Okay.
They let him go, but they investigated. They done pinged this.
Did he let y'all know? Like, man, they asked me about this.
Okay, so this is the thing about it. He called me when he got locked up.
Okay.
To come get him on a bond. So I'm thinking,
was you mad he called you?
I didn't know how this works. I'm not knowing how this works at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm just knowing that's my partner. I got to go get him. So he tell me where his money at. This is what pissed me off. When he did call me, in so many words, he let me know that there was still some more in the house. And we supposed to got rid of these almost a month ago at this point. You know what I'm saying? This is November. That shit supposed to been gone, so it shouldn't have been no more in the house. So he was just like, hey, it's in so many words he tried to let me.
And he's telling you this on a jail phone?
Nah, but he said it in a.
But they know how to decipher.
They do, and they knew that. So he's hey man, I got some condoms under my dresser. Don't let Courtney find it. Go get them condoms from under there and throw them away. You know what I mean? So when I go on the dresser, oh my God, I can't believe this now.
So you got there before they did. You did.
Yeah, I got there. Yeah, they didn't ever come. They never came. But I thought, he thought and I thought. But he was like, at the end of the day, I got some money in my closet. Bum me out. Get that money out the closet.
But that's kind of slick though. I got some condoms under my dresser.
Don't let my baby mama find them. Don't let my baby mama find them condoms.
Okay, go ahead.
I sit there and said this girl name. Ain't that?
So you go to his house, you get the shit. What you do with the shit?
No, we stayed. We had the house together. So
you didn't know that he kept the shit in y'all house.
And that's the thing about it. It's just like it's greed. That greed, and that's what that type of stuff that ends up getting you caught every time. You know what I mean?
So what you do with the stuff?
It went swimming.
Okay.
I took it for a swim, and
okay.
It went swimming, and so he so when he come back and he get out, he tell me how spooked he was about it. When they asked him about this Herman, they know something. Somebody telling somebody this and that. But the whole time,
you didn't want to ask him?
73 of these guns was found in Dallas on traffic stops. So they know they in Texas. They know the guys who done this got to be out here because they not finding these guns nowhere else but in Dallas, Texas. So we out here and we gonna find the guys who did it. But we on the right track now picking up him. So when he called me, that put me on their line. Now they got my phone number. So now they pinging my number. Oh, he was with him out there. But they ain't got nothing to arrest me on. I don't got no warrants, so they ain't got nothing to question me on. So now they just trying to really catch us dead red-handed with these guns. So every morning I'm getting woke up to a helicopter. Every morning. And it's so low that my pictures on my walls is coming down because the helicopter's so low. It's like it's damn near on top of the house, and it's whoop, 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 whoop. So I got every morning I wake up to this for like 2 months. I wake up, so I'm like, God damn. So I go outside. This day I decided to go outside. I jump in my car and I drive to the gym. I drive way to 67 to the LA Fitness out 67, right? And that helicopter followed me the whole way. When I went inside the gym, I came outside. The helicopter was gone. Now people around me think I'm tripping. Because I'm telling them this is going on, right? I'm telling them what's going on. Hey, man, a helicopter just followed me from my house to the gym. So, boom. I remember every Thursday, I think, we used to post Square Biz Radio.
Yeah.
As we doing Square Biz Radio. Mm-hmm. Now, this one day, you might not remember this, but this one day, I remember a white man came inside in the radio station. And he acted like he was lost.
I do remember that.
He acted like he was lost, and he acted like he was looking for something.
Yeah.
And I knew then. That's what them. That was the police. That was the feds. But he was looking me dead in my eyes. And he's like, "What are y'all doing in here? Like, what is it y'all doing?" I was like, "Hey man, we interviewing somebody. Like, you got to step back." But he kept asking, "So what are y'all doing here though? Like, what?" But he looking around because he trying to see that maybe these niggas got the guns in here. Like, maybe we need to get one for this. But he just came in acting like he was lost, but he was looking for something. But he asked a lot of questions before he left out.
I remember.
So I got up. I remember telling hit that. That's the police. That's the feds. They coming. And they like, Frank, why you keep doing this, bro? Like, they laughing at me, and I'm like, am I tripping? I'm asking myself, am I tripping? But I remember that, and I remember when I left, I drove around that little area for a minute just to see if somebody was going to follow me. I remember getting on 45, driving slow, then I sped up, and I exited off, and I turned around just to see if I was getting followed. But I wasn't. But they already know where I stay. They know where I'm going to. And they got a tracker on my truck that I didn't even know.
Really?
They got a tracker on my truck and I didn't know.
How did you know they had the tracker? You found that out in court?
Because this is what I did. And all this happened it's just crazy how things happen. One day I called one of my buddies. He normally load my 4-wheeler up for me, right? Because I don't know how to load it on my truck. So I'm trying to get him to load the 4-wheeler because I'm moving out this house because I know something ain't right. So I called him to come help me load the 4-wheeler. He mad about something. He tell me, nah, do it yourself. You know what I mean? So I just tried myself. I remember putting the ramp on my truck. I remember bagging that 4-wheeler up to my neighbor's driveway, and I remember coming up too fast, and I drove that 4-wheeler straight through my back windshield of my pickup. And I left it in the back window, and I drove it straight to the shop. Now, that truck had a track on it when I take it to the shop. They can't track me no more. I don't know what's a track on this truck right then, but they can't track me no more because I'm in another truck, and that truck ain't in my name, so they can't put a track on nothing that ain't in your name.
Oh, okay.
And Dallas gang war done this. Dallas did this, but they did it for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's a track on this truck or nothing at this time. I didn't notice till I went to jail. So that truck stayed in the shop the whole time. I paid him right then up. I gave him the money right then up front to fix this truck, fix my windshield. I had somebody bring my other truck, and I take my 4-wheeler off the truck and had to put him on in that truck, and I ended up moving. Right. 2 days after I moved out that house, the feds hit that house. 6 o'clock in the morning, they hit that house. They hit Vegas. One of my buddies was in Vegas. They hit him in Vegas all the same time. They went to Grand Prairie, got a buddy. They went to Arlington, got one of my other co-defendants. They got one of them out of Highland Hills, and they got one of them out of Glen Heights the same night. Only reason they didn't get me because I had just moved out that house, and the only reason they didn't know where I went because the truck that they was tracking was in the shop at this point. But I never knew that. It just happened to happen that way. So I remember I didn't get everything out the house they hit, right? Because I had just moved out 2 days ago, so I still had some little stuff in there to hit. So I remember somebody called me and say, "Hey, you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's going on?" No. Before that, I remember calling my buddy that was in Vegas. He called me and I called him. I missed the call, and I called him. He said, "Hey, bro, they just got my little brother." I'm like, "What?" "Hey, yeah, I'm scared, bro. They got my little brother." I said, "Well, don't take the plane back. You gonna have to do something different. Get back from down there, because they gonna be waiting at the airport." I heard boom. Boom, 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 boom.
While y'all on the phone?
While we on the phone, they running up in the MGM casino where he at. They getting him out of Vegas. And then before I hang up the phone, I remember he was with his cousin, and they kept saying, "Are you Frank McChriston? Where's Frank? I hang up the phone. I said, "Damn."
And you're using the phone that they can ping? Were they able to?
Nah, they not pinging the phone. They're not pinging it at this time, right? Because I don't think they had the. I don't think they had the. No. The phone that when he got picked up the first time, I had already threw the phones. They went swimming too. The phone. I had whole new phones.
Okay.
So they wasn't pinging my phone, but I remember I got spooked and I threw both of them motherfuckers over. I threw them away.
Okay.
So
okay.
So then put my hang up. So I called. He told me his brother got picked up, so I called one of my other co-defendants. He not answering. I called my other co-defendant mama. I'm like, "Hey," she like, "Yeah, they got him." And there's 3 of them already they got. So I called one of the other buddies. His mama. Hey, they just kicked our door in and took him. Like, damn. So now dudes calling me like, "Bro, you good?" They just they in your house. Nobody know I moved out this house. They like they hitting your house. They everywhere around your house. I moved out that house. But I'm so crazy and so wanting to know if it's really me they looking for. And I heard them people ask for my name when they got him. But I'm studying, trying to make it think like maybe they ain't want me. You know what I mean? Because they ain't never picked me up and questioned me about nothing, right? So I'm like, maybe they don't want me. So I drive by the house. I see all the police. I drive by my new truck, my other truck. That ain't in my name or nothing. So I just drove by.
So they pick everybody up. You're the only one that's left out. Mm-hmm. So how long were you out?
This was January the 5th when they picked everybody up. January 5th, 2018. By the time now I done moved to another house. I'm got the truck that they tracking is in the shop. Me not knowing they tracking it, but this is how they can't find me. I got 2 new phones, so I'm ducked off. I'm off social media, but I remember every now and then I would get on Snap because I was so addicted to my Snap. I would get on my Snap, and I would see that the dude, one of my co-defendants, is watching my Snap, but he gonna be in jail. So I'm thinking either he got a phone or one of his baby mamas on his Snap, right? So I messaged him one day when I posted a little Snap and I messaged him because he watching it. So I see him watch. I said, "Hey, who got my boy phone? Like, what's up? What's going on with him? Like, you know what I mean? Because I haven't heard nothing from him, right?"
I can't believe you did that.
And I hit him up, right? I said, "Who is this?" They sent me the police emoji.
I can't believe you did that.
I said, "Ha ha ha, real funny." I said, "So what is y'all watching my Snap for? Like, what's up, y'all? What y'all want with me?" They gave me they did the emoji pointed like this, right? I said, "What do y'all want?" And they pointed like that. They sent the emoji that point at you, right? I said, "Well, come get me." They sent the emoji of somebody running from the police and the police car behind them.
Shut up, Frank.
They sent that emoji, right? And this was a female. That I come to find. This was a female agent. She was pregnant.
How you know?
I ended up finding out. Everything started coming together once I got picked up. Everything started because she ended up being there when I got picked up. And she ended up telling me about it. But Boom. So I call his baby mamas and just make sure they ain't playing, right? I'm like, hey, man, y'all on my boy shit. Y'all sitting, y'all playing. Like, Frank, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, damn. So I'm like, okay, boom. Now, I'm sitting in the house. I done put this big old camera system on my house. I'm thinking it's going to save me.
Were you paranoid?
I was paranoid as hell, man. I got this newborn baby.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm thinking about how long can be gone out of his life. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, I got 5 other boys. So I'm like, damn. But I'm thinking, like, I got enough money to bond out, right? I'm like, I'm going to bond out. But I'm like, damn, if that's the case, why them niggas ain't got no bond yet? But I'm thinking, okay, maybe they waiting to pick all of us up and then they going to give us all the bond. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm hearing that they already in Missouri now, right? They've been gone almost a month. It's it's around the 20th right now. So I'm on probation. At this time, I report 1 month and then I go in 1 month. That's how my probation was. I was getting ready to get off. So this was the month of January where I got to go in and report on the 25th. I'm like, I ain't gonna run from it no more. So on the 25th, I'm gonna go in. It's 20 days after they got picked up. So I'm like, I ain't gonna run from it. So on this day, if they pick me up when I go report, I'm going. But I'm not turning myself in. But if I go report, I'm damn near turning myself in, right? But if they, that's if the state know what's going on, right? So I knew something was funny when I got to the office, right? I drove around the parking lot when I got to the probation office. And, I remember that I see no police cars. So I'm thinking, okay, now not knowing these bounty hunters that's coming to pick me up, but I don't know this. So I'm like, boom, I go inside. I check in. I'm supposed to be seen at 9 o'clock in the morning. My mom and the girl I was talking to at the time, they outside in the parking lot because they know in this situation, so they take me. So just in case I don't come back, they're gonna take my vehicle and all that. They know what to do with everything, right? So I'm like, I'm sitting down. I remember one of my buddies I knew from the neighborhood. He came and he sat beside me. I said, "You seen the police out there?" He's like, "Nah, I ain't seen nothing, bro. You tell me everything was cool." I'm like, all right. My probation officer come out. He ain't never did this. So he comes out. He see me. He say, "Hold on, Frank. Let me check this person in before you." Now this is my time. I'm 9 o'clock. This is my 9 o'clock appointment. It's 9:15. He come out. I'm like, boom. I stood up. He said, "Now hold on, Frank. I'm gonna check him. Let me do him real quick and then come back." He stalled for the police to get there, but I don't know this. I know it, but I don't. So I'm like, okay, boom. I sit down. He checking me in for about 15 minutes, and he come out. When I see the dude come out, my probation officer come out with him. So now I stood up thinking it's my turn. He said, "Hold on, Frank. One more person in front of you." Like, man, he never did that. I'm like, okay, boom. How somebody in front of me? I'm supposed to be here at 9 o'clock. I'm like, okay, boom. Now it's like 10 o'clock now. I'm sitting down here. He come out. He never came out. By this time, some bounty hunters came in with a picture, with a paper with somebody's picture on it. They show it to the police officer that's sitting at the front, security guard at the front. I got a hoodie on my head. I'm sitting in the front. I guess they asking him, hey, this guy in here, y'all see him? Because, I checked in, so they know I'm in there. So they're like, this guy here, we looking for him. So I look back, and I kind of peek and look. They look dead at me. So I turn back straight. By the time, one standing here, one standing there, one behind me. I didn't know the one behind me. So they said, Frank, I look up at the dude. He said, hey, stand up for me. As soon as I stood up, they tackled me. Boom. I'm like, bro, what y'all doing? This ain't even called for, like, you know what I'm saying? They handcuffed me. These guys ain't got no uniforms or nothing. They just some bounty hunters. I don't know who they is, but they some big white guys and one black guy. The same guy that be on first 48 all the time. It was him. So I remember they picked me up. They took me outside. They sit me on the curb. Now this is the crazy part, right? They see me on the curb. My mama walk up. My girl walk up at the time, and they like they trying to make sure I'm the right one because they want this money because you got a federal warrant, so you top dollar, right? Right. So they like, hey man, is you sure that anybody may maybe use your name? You been in Missouri? I ain't saying nothing. I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting here with my head down. I'm like, I ain't saying nothing. He like, look man, if this ain't you, we can let you go. You know what I mean? If this ain't you, we might got the wrong person trying to make sure this you. This the black man saying. I ain't saying nothing. I say, man, at the point at that time, I just say, I got attitude, right? So I'm like, hey, man, just come on, man, take me where I'm going, man. Like, let me go. You know what I'm saying? My mama crying. I'm like, hey, man, just get me in the car, man. You know what I'm saying? I got my mama out here. Let's just go. So they like, all right. So I remember my mama a G, man. She a G. Mm-hmm. She walked up and said, y'all let him go. It was me. She put her hands out for them handcuffs.
You lying.
Yeah, I said, mama, now, I daddy brought to them. I said, mama, if you don't get in the car, like, if you don't get away from her, like, go home, I'm going to be all right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So she was like, he didn't do nothing, y'all, it was me. And she put her hands out for them the rest. I said, nah. I say, nah. So I remember the police, that black dude, he said, come on, mama, he going to be all right, mama. He called her mama. I just ran me hot. Hey, man, that ain't your mama, that's my mom. I'm mad. Hey, man, come on, mama, just go get in the car. I'm going to be all right, call you when I get there. So I remember they had another car pulled up. It was a pregnant white lady. I don't know who she is at the time. So she in the back seat. It's a black guy driving. These are the marshals, the federal marshals. They take me to the federal building. They put me in the front passenger seat, handcuffed in the front. I got in the car. I remember he asked me, do I smoke? I said, nah. She in the back seat. I looked back at her. I remember she was a white girl pregnant. I looked back at her. She said, hey, Frank. I said, "How you acting like you know me? You don't know me." You know what I mean? So I'm got an attitude. I'm like, "You don't know me. I ain't your baby daddy." You know what I mean? I'm kind of had an attitude. I told her, "I ain't your baby daddy." She's like, "No, I know." She was the one that was on the social media. She was on the Snapchat. She had my boy. She had his passcode or whatever. Mm-hmm. That was her that was messaging me. So she ended up telling me like that was me. You know, she saying that was her and everything. She said, "So how did you know to take that truck to the? How did you know to take your truck to the to that shop? How you know we put that track on your truck?" I didn't know. You know what I mean? I just happened to wreck it that day. So I wrecked it with the 4-wheeler. So she I said, you know, I ain't saying that. I'm just sitting back. But this is the crazy part about it. I'm sitting in the car. We going down Illinois. And man said, "You know, you can get out this car right now." He said, the black dude said, "I'll let you out this car right now, man." He said, "All you gotta do is give me something on Yellow Bees." It's 2018. 2018. He said, "I'll let you out right here at the next light if you give me something on Yellow Bees." I said, "Hey man, you know, at this time Yellow had just dropped Broken Average Day." So I said, "What you want, a mixtape or something?" Like, "What you mean? The man a rapper? Like, what do you want?" You know what I mean? He's like, "All right, you know, I'm just letting you know, man. You know, this your chance, right? This your one chance, right?" So I remember just being quiet. All the time in my head, I'm thinking, as soon as I get to a phone, I gotta call Yellow and tell them what they said. Mm-hmm. So boom, I get them to the federal building. You know, they arraign. They don't even really arraign. You know, they looking at the tattoos. I mean, the feds is crazy. Like, they want DNA sample. They doing all this in this building. Like, they want DNA samples. But they didn't want to let me in at first. When I first pulled up, they didn't have no warrant from me. They didn't have nothing while I was supposed to be coming in there. They didn't have, if you don't got no, like, a signed warrant from a judge, you can't come in that building. Like, they just got me, right? So they had me sitting out there for about 2 hours, waiting to get a judge signed from Missouri to sign and fax some papers over.
Like, so during that time, you get picked up, you sitting, you know, waiting or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Like, what hit you first? Like, fear, regret, shock? Like, were you still processing everything? You know, like, how was that?
I'm gonna say the first thing that hit me was reality, right? This ain't no dream. This is really it, right? So the first thing I thought about was how long I was gonna be sitting in there, right? And I'm thinking about if I'm gonna get a bond. I'm thinking about how old my kids gonna be when I get out. You know, I'm thinking I'm gone for a minute because it seemed so bad because of the number of guns they said was missing. Mm-hmm. But so I'm thinking about all that, you know, and I was like, you know, I was regretting it. At the same time, it is what it is. I'm just like, I was relieved more because the anxiety I was going through. I wasn't eating. I had lost a lot of weight. I wasn't eating. I didn't have an appetite for them last 20 days and 25 days. I didn't have no appetite. So it's like.
Now, in preparation for, you know, this conversation, I remember asking you, like, you know, what your conscience was telling you during that time. Like, you know, most people had this little voice in their head like, "Oh, don't do that." And you said to me, you didn't feel like you had a conscience at that time, that you never saw like anything negative in anything you do. You never looked at the bad. Like, you never, you know, like, you, okay, let me outweigh the good bad. Like, you never did that.
I never did. I always was worried about the greed. I was always worried about the money. I was never worried about the bad situation, the bad consequences. I never thought about that. And that was the thing about it, when even to this day, when people are doing the things that they're doing, no one thinks about getting caught. Nobody thinks about going to jail. Nobody thinks about getting killed. It depends on what they're finna do. You know what I mean? So it's like you always thinking about the money, and we use that as the motive to go ahead and do it. But you gotta understand, and you gotta know that, hey man, this can go bad at any time. It can go bad. It can, and this shit can turn from a theft to a murder, or this shit can turn from a theft to a robbery. You know, depending on how you.
So when did it sink in for you? Because like before, when you were just going to jail, okay, mm-hmm. or I mean, is jail prison? I mean, is that the same? Like, you did prison time though, right?
I was in the pen. I was in the federal pen.
Well, I'm saying prior to when you were doing like the 6 months and stuff like that.
That was just state jail. No, that was it was more like a TDC, but it was like a transfer center. Like those transfer.
So like during those times, like you just said, okay, you thinking, okay, when am I gonna get my bond? You realize you ain't getting a bond. Mm-hmm. You ain't going home. You going to court. You here to go to court.
I'm going to Missouri. They telling me they're not even finna fight this in Dallas. I'm going. They telling me, yeah, you getting extradited to Missouri. You're not finna be here.
So how long were you in Missouri before your actual court date?
18 months.
Damn.
18 months.
At what point did that like sink in? Like, you're not going home. It's all
right. My first year down there, that first 12 months went by so fast, right?
Oh, really?
It went by so fast. I guess because I was in there with one of my co-defendants. We were cellies, so you know
Y'all was what?
We were cellies. We was in the same cell. We were cellies.
Really?
Cellmates, yeah. We were cellmates. You know, they split us up in 2 different jails. They put 3 of us over here and 3 of us over here. The other 3 was like 45 minutes down the road. You know what I mean? But I was in St. Clair County, in St. Clair, Missouri, and it's a real racist town, right? Real racist, to where I'm in a holdup down there, and I'm the only black in jail. and I never seen it. You know, I'm normally used to seeing only one white boy where we at. You know what I mean? So when I'm down there in Missouri, I'm in holdovers. It was kind of funny because I'm like, damn, I'm looking around and I'm just like, hey, like that. What's funny, man? I'm like, shit, I ain't never been in a situation where I'm the only black sitting in there. You know, I'm around another white boy. You know what I mean? They tatted up. You know, they hardcore criminals. You know what I mean? But I'm in here and I'm in this situation. So the tripped out part was on our way to court one day. It was traffic real bad, and it was some Amish riding a horse on the freeway. Amish people, you know what I mean? And they were riding horses and with trailers, and they had grocery sacks, like brown bags, where they was going to, like, I guess some type of farmers market or something. They was, you know, this is how they live down there. You know, it's a bunch of people that live in the Amish life. So, you know, they got the white hats on, looking like, you know, George Washington them. You know what I mean? So it's like, and it's an everyday thing with them. Like, you're gonna have traffic because the Amish is on the freeway with their horse and carriage. So I realized then, I'm a long way from home, and the thing was, I had to deal with it. You know, it wasn't no mama helped me. It wasn't none of that. It was just me. You know, at 34 years old, I grew up. I had to really grow up down there, and I grew up over that last seven years that I did. I actually grew up.
So you got 7 years. So then, when you actually went to court, so you did a plea. I
did a plea, right? So with the feds,
was that a hard decision for you to make to do a plea?
Nah, because it's like this. I got 2 counts: aiding and abetting. It's called aiding and abetting crossing U.S. commerce, and aiding and abetting a firearm crossing U.S. commerce. That what made it federal. The guns and me crossing state lines is what makes it federal, right? Mm-hmm. So you got a federal charge for crossing state lines with them, and you got a federal charge for having these stolen guns. So it's 2 counts, no more than 10. I take it to trial. They get upset. They can give me a count 10 years on this one, 10 years on that one. That's 20-year sentence if they wanted to do it like that. Pleading out helps you only because they'll run that concurrent, and they'll give you this her number, right? You only doing this number. You ain't gonna piss us off. You don't piss us off, we're not gonna stack these things on you and make you do no 20. I couldn't get no more than 10, so that's the most they could give me by me pleading out is 10. I ended up getting 92 months, which was like 6 years, 10 months, 8 months, something like that.
Did all of your co-defendants plead out?
Everybody pleaded out. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't no need to even fight it because we dead to the wrong. You know what I mean? Right. Nobody wants to do that much time, right? So, you first get down there, they give you this quarter-point lawyer. And there's no need to even hire a lawyer because, like, one of my co-defendants paid like $27,000 for a lawyer who only got 2 months less than me. So, it's no need to get no lawyer with the feds. That's a waste of money because they going to do what they want to do with you. If you ain't going to give them nothing, then you're going to have to go by these guidelines. You're going to have to go by...
And giving them something is giving them a name.
Giving them a crime. Giving them somebody to arrest. So help yourself out. That's how a lot of these dudes is becoming informants. And a lot of these dudes is making 6-7 figures being informants. And that's the thing about that. But, I ain't on that type of time at all. But the thing is, what we did wasn't even nothing to even, wasn't nothing to even be told about. It was just a theft. It was a theft. So, with that being said, we end up pleading out. You get a 2-point acceptance for accepting responsibility. You get a 2 points, and they give you 2 points for accepting responsibility. So they kind of drop you down on the category, and you just pray for pray to get the low end on your guideline, low end on your situation, which mine was. I ended up getting 92 months. I couldn't get no more than like 110. So my judge kind of helped me out a little bit and gave me that. Well, I think she helped out all of us, gave us all under our guidelines.
Y'all all had the same judge, obviously.
Yeah, okay. All of us had the same judge, and I think 4 of us got sentenced the same day.
Okay.
I remember getting sentenced with them guys. I got sentenced first. I was on the top of the indictment.
Why?
Only because of what my lawyer said. I asked her why. She said mostly because of my social media, and I was the only one that was really having stuff going on, and so I looked at like, I looked at like the part of a leader, I guess, by social media. So they had me on top of the indictment, and I remember getting the most time. No, I got the second most time.
Oh.
Dude behind me, the dude that ended up getting picked up behind me, because it was 5 of us at first, but once they finished their investigation.
Did the person who they started out with the first, who was your roommate, what kind of time did he get? More or less?
He got less time. It went off. You see, feds go off your criminal record, your criminal history. You know what I'm saying? And me and one of my other guys, 3 of us had been in jail before. Like 3 of them had never been in jail, and you got 3 of us that have actually been up there. So our past crimes, which seems like a double jeopardy thing that they do, because they still give us points for stuff that we already did time for. I never understand that, but it's legal somehow with the government. But they end up using our past crimes to enhance us. You know what I mean? And give us more time. You know what I mean? But with the guns, anything over 200 guns is the same. So if we would have had 10 million guns, anything over 200, it's still all the same. It's no thing. Anything less than that, then it's you. So we end up getting a 10-point enhancement, 10 points enhanced for it being over 200 guns. Then they gave us 4 more points in hand for the guns being stolen. That what made us do that type of time, which was not still don't in the eyes of a person who's in jail. That's not a lot of time. 7 years ain't a lot of time to people, because in the feds everybody's getting 20, 30s life sentences. So when you come in with 7 years, they like, you short time, you finna go home. You know what I'm saying?
But with the feds though, it's not like state jail where they give you like so much time a day, like you get the time a day or whatever that counts.
Certain cases you can get that, right? Certain cases you can't do that, but you got to go through classes like RDAP or take these classes. But the feds, if you get 5 years, you damn near gonna do the whole 5.
Right.
Yeah, because it's stuff inside there that you say something smart to one of the COs in the feds. That's a shot. They call it a shot. They give you 27. They taking 27 good time days from you, right? Mm-hmm. That's a month. Now you got time. I can't really explain it, but I know how it goes. You get so much time in there, and you can get so much time taken away to where you can end up not getting no halfway house time, right? Because I end up getting a 9 months halfway house. That's why I end up getting out a little bit early on my halfway house. But still, you still in jail even at the halfway house. But it's a little more freedom than what you actually going through in side there, though.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, so y'all get sentenced. Before the sentencing or at any point, I guess, during your 7-year, because how long did you actually have to do?
I did the whole thing. 6 years, 10 months.
Okay. Mm-hmm. At any point, like, were you like mad at any of your co-defendants? Were you angry?
Nah, I was more mad at myself, and I used to write down stuff that I used to write down a lot of stuff when I stayed on lockdowns. You know what I'm saying? I was used to be mad at myself because my criminal history made me do hard time, right? Mm-hmm. I was in the pen. I was one of the only ones. Me and I think another guy. We ended up going straight to a medium, right? So you got camps, you got lows, you got medium, then you got the pen. I went straight to a medium, just off my criminal record, my criminal history, right? Stuff
like,
that I didn't pass.
Like medium security? I mean, like
medium security, yeah. Okay. And I went straight to Beaumont, right? And that's one step above the worst. You know what I mean? So then I got co-defendants. That's at the low.
The camps or the
low in the camp. Everybody else at the low in the camp. The camp, hell,
that's like,
you damn near free at the camp. You know what I mean?
That's like going to play golf.
Yeah, I would, when I reach out to them and I talk to them, them niggas eating steaks, shrimp. You know what I mean?
Really?
Got on Air Max. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? They buy a cell phone down there. You can buy they buy a cell phone. It might be no more than the less they gonna pay for a cell phone, maybe $300. The most they gonna pay maybe $300.
Why? Why is it a difference? Because of the.
It's so easy to get them down there. It's so easy to get them. So where I'm at, I'm paying $5,000 for a phone.
Damn.
I'm paying $5,000 for a damn Android, a Galaxy Android. Okay. Not even a Note, or just a regular old track phone.
Okay, so tell me this before we get into that. I want to know, like, what was that first day like? Like, did you cry?
No.
You didn't cry? I mean, because, wait, let me ask you, do you hear, like, is that a real thing? Like, do people come in prison crying?
It's sentencing, right?
Okay.
So, I know we got a game plan, me and this lawyer, right? That she telling me, hey, man, I'm trying to go in there and get you 61 months. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, that's what I want, 61 months.
Okay.
Something like that.
That's what, 5 years.
And I already did 18 in this county, though. That's all good time, right?
Okay.
So, I'm like, cool. So, when we get in there, I'm using the fact that I turned myself in, right? That I went to report. I'm using that as a fact that, hey, man, I need to get some type of, I turned myself in. Yeah. Help me, you know what I mean? Give me something for that, right? Not knowing that the detective is in my sentencing. They hear Detective Patterson, that's his name. He's there. So I didn't even know it, though, but I go in there and we using that to try to help me out. So she giving the judge a reason to give me this 61 months. It's not even on the table with the judge or the DA. It's not even on the table, but we tried it. So the judge was like, with all that being said, I give my allocution statement. I tell him, I apologize to the state of Missouri and the city of Springfield for my crimes. Just me thinking,
you showing remorse?
Yeah, I'm showing remorse. I'm telling him, man, I was just at the time. That's my only way of feeding my family. You know what I mean? I never meant to hurt nobody. I never was going to plan on hurting nobody. You know what I mean? I was just, doing what I thought I could do to help my people. You know what I mean? Help my family. And I know I might hurt the economy with what I was doing, but I never ever had a chance of hurting nobody, you know what I mean? But so she took that into consideration, and she said 92 months. So the first thing I do, I'm trying to do the math on 92 months, because they don't give you your time in years. They give it to you in months. Right. Now I got to do the math. I'm sitting there counting my fingers. I'm handcuffed. I look at my lawyer like, what is? She write it down on some paper, and I look at it. I said, damn. You know what I mean? So I said, cool. I got sentenced first, so I was alright with that, because I supposed to got 10. Like, that was the most I could get was 10. So this is how your mind train. This is how they train you to think. When you ain't never been in no real trouble, and you going in there, you expecting to get 3 to 5 years, but your paperwork say no more than 10. So you hoping for no more than 10. When you know you ain't did nothing that bad to get 10, but this is what you hoping for because of what the papers say. You know what I mean? It's just like my mind was thinking that was good when it wasn't. You know what I mean? That was horrible. 10 years horrible. Right. So I'm like, I'm at 34 years old. I'm coming out at 44. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? I ain't doing nothing that bad. You know what I mean? I ain't hurt nobody. So, but that's the way the mind trains you to think because of the paperwork. That's what's written on paper. So I'm like, damn. You know what I mean? So I was thinking, okay. She said 6 years, 10 months. So first thing I said in my head was, see, that's better than 10. You know what I mean? And I'm like, cool. You know what I mean? I'm all right with that. So I go back to the holding tank. I see my other two co-defendants. I got sentenced first. I say, I got a little smile on my face. And like, damn, what they do to you? I said, they gave me 92 months. You know, one of them so smart, he knew off top 92 months. He said, that's what they gave you. I said, hell yeah, you know, I'm all right with that. He was like, hell no, that's too much. You know what I mean? Hell no. So he go in next. He come back out, he pissed off. He got 87 months. He got 87. So he like, he bad. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it ain't that bad though, bro. You got to think about what all we done got away with. That's how I'm looking at it. Now, what all we done got away with over these years, you know what I mean? That ain't bad, you know? In 2015, when we would have got life sentence, you know? Now that I know what I know, you know what I mean? So I'm like, that's how I'm looking at it. That's what I got to tell myself to keep from dying crying in this bitch, you know what I mean? So he like, nah, bro, I'm appealing that shit. That's what he said. I'm like, I ain't appealing shit. Like, you know, it is what it is. I'm ready to go ahead and face it, you know what I mean? Get it over with. So, boom, my first day there, I see the guards, you know, they, kind of give us like an orientation, like never like a tour of the jail. You know what I mean? It's fun. Like to give us like a little orientation, dress us out, put us on the fed clothes, give us our little piece of papers, like some little they call it like a land, I guess. So where you going, what cell you gonna be in, all that. So they open up these broad doors and you see like it look like projects, some concrete buildings, like some project hotels. You know what I mean? And shit, you know, it's a bunch of sidewalks leading to them, and you going which way? You going that way? You going up here? You going up there? I get into my building, and I go in the front door. Now these dudes I already know, like they work here in the jail, right? They work with laundry, and they already know. So they know in a week ahead of time who's coming, who's coming. And a lot of dudes from Dallas, they know me, so they know Frank coming. You know what I mean? So they got stuff already lined up for me, like dudes that know me from just being out here. So
they know your name before you even get there. They know
because you come through laundry. Your laundry clothes and all that's gonna come through, so your name is on the list. So they gotta get your stuff together for certain names. So they know my name. I went to school with a lot of dudes that was locked up down there. So they like, I told y'all they're gonna Frank right there. They're gonna Frank. You know, I'm hearing all these people say, but I can't even. I'm zoning out. You know what I mean? Because I heard my name being called, but I'm just like trying to see what's what. You know what I mean? First thing you see is transgenders, punks. You can tell by the way they walking. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, this. You know what I mean? This horrible. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. So boom, I'm standing at the front. Guard telling me where to go put your stuff up, give me a mat. You know, you go to a room. I go sit in the room. They bringing food out, bags and bags of food. They bring it into the cell. Dudes that know me, they bring stuff in, but I'm not even hungry. You know what I mean? I'm just like, damn, I'm looking for the cell.
This is what I learned in my research, though. You're not supposed to, technically, you ain't supposed to, if somebody offer you something, you ain't supposed to take
nothing. You're not supposed to take nothing.
You ain't supposed to take
nothing. And the reason why, it's not more because
you're going to owe them a favor.
No. That's the stereotype of it, right? Because now you got dudes that know you, right? Like know you from Dallas, know you, right? So they bring you stuff because they know you fresh in, right? They know that and they know that your name is good.
Your money and commissary and all.
Nah, that ain't got nothing to do with it. See, you coming in with a good name, right?
Oh, okay.
You coming in with a good name. You ain't told on nobody. You ain't did nothing like that. This is what they bring you stuff for, because you coming in with a good name. So when you coming in like that, they handing you this, but you got 30 days to get your paperwork in and make sure everything's straight to you. So they bring you in. They bringing bags and bags of food in her. Hey, bitch, this her. They call your driver license. Hey, bitch, make sure you get your license, bitch. I'm gonna say how to fill out for it and get your paperwork in, sit from your lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Let us check that out, make sure you straight and you good. You know what I mean? You good. So, did that 2 weeks later. My stuff come in. I showed a couple dudes, that I felt like I need to show, and you know what I mean? Boom. Now you cleared to do whatever you want to do as far as with your people. It's called a car. So I'm in the Texas car when I get here. You got
that means you hanging with the Texas people.
I'm hanging with the Texas people. Yes, I'm in the Texas. But my whole thing was I was boss in the world. So I got this mind frame, like I don't gotta hang with nobody. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't gotta show niggas nothing, really. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna do that just so I don't gotta worry about nobody, putting no bad jacket on me. So, but me being a part of a Texas car, I ain't with that, right? I was with more of just being a part of a Dallas thing. I want to be around the number of Dallas people. I didn't want to be
Texas, yeah.
I didn't want to be in that, right?
Why?
And that because I didn't want to be responsible for what niggas in Waco used to do.
Okay,
I didn't want to be responsible for what niggas out here in Fort Worth did. You know what I mean? I want to be a Dallas nigga that I felt like when I got out of jail, I was gonna still see these same dudes.
Gotcha.
I'm not worrying about them dudes out there in Lubbock, Texas or County. I'm not worried about them dudes. I'm worried about only Dallas people. That's why I want to be around them, the dudes that I can relate to.
Was it a lot of Dallas population?
It was a bunch of them, but. Okay. They program. They've been in there for a while, so they programmed to be a part of Texas, right? And when the feds, it's all about numbers. You can all be scary as hell, but they just looking at the group, right?
Yeah.
So you got dudes from DC that's in Texas, and it ain't but maybe 6 or 7 of them dudes. But these some stand up, tough ass dudes to where ain't nobody finna mess with this 7 group. This I don't care if it's 600, it's 300 inmates, it's 300 Texas people. Cause we in the Texas jail, and Louisiana right here too. So it's about another 300 of Louisiana people there. But you got 7 dudes from DC. There ain't nobody gonna fuck with these dudes from DC.
Okay.
Because they know these DC niggas gonna kill you.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was numbers, right? These niggas from Texas, they want numbers. These niggas from Michigan, they want numbers. The dudes
Everybody want numbers.
They want numbers so they can look the part. You know,
Right,
it's just
right.
like a
game.
It's like a scary ass raccoon. It's gonna stand up on his hind legs and look broad, but it's really scared. But it's gonna try to scare you with that. You know what I mean? And that's how they do. They wanna get these groups. But I wasn't with none of that. I just felt like it was weak, right?
Okay.
Because I'm fresh in. I'm my own man. Like I ain't. You can't tell me I'm in this. You know, I come here. All right, Frank, you will. That's what they tell me. But I'm like, man, what, man? I'm fresh in. I don't do all that. You know what I mean? So I learned quick though because I come in with that mind frame. Now don't nobody like me.
They didn't like you?
Nobody liking me, right?
Oh,
Nobody
no,
like me.
that's
You know, the
not
dudes
good.
from Dallas fucking with me, but everybody else like he think he this. He cocky. You know what I mean?
That's not good.
It's not good because I'm coming in. I got a little money, right? I got a little money put up, so I'm coming in. I'm buying shit out. I'm sending people money because I want this. You got some Jordans on the eye. I can't even wear them, but I'm buying from you. You know what I mean? So I'm flaunting what I got. Right, I'm flaunting what I got. So the only dudes that like me, the dudes that know me, right? Them the only ones. But they telling me, Frank, you gotta stop doing this, bro. You making everybody. They talking about behind my back, but I don't even care.
You didn't care?
I didn't give a damn. No, I didn't give a damn. Cause I'm coming in tough. I'm tough as hell. I've been tough. So I know in the streets, man, I'm whooping shit. Like, what they want to do? They want to fight. This is how I'm coming in. They want to fight. I ain't even got a pair of shorts yet. I ain't even bought me a pair of tennis. I still got these steel toe boots on. But I'm coming in with like, I'm finna show these niggas I ain't no hoe. I'm finna show these niggas. I'm finna whoop a couple niggas and I'm gonna let them know this is what it is. Man, let me tell you about this. Here, I come in there. I say about my first week. Again, I know, you know, I'm not gonna mention. I'm not gonna say his name because I'm not gonna make him famous, right? But he my partner. He from H-Town. He my partner, and you know, I fuck with him. But I'm not gonna give him. I'm not gonna say his name. But what I will say is, he taught me. He taught me that I wasn't in the shape that I thought I was, and I wasn't as tough as I thought I was, right? But it's I end up having words with him. Now I kind of, you know, being a male, we more dominant masculine men, right? Alpha, right?
Yeah.
So when you coming in with and it's just some of us is like that. Not everybody's like that. There's some dudes that come in, they lay back, they sit back quiet. They might be the richest man in the world, but they gonna chill because they don't want nobody fucking with them.
Yeah.
But me, I want to let you know I got a little money. I want to let you know this country ain't used to shit ass type of shit I was on. So I'm coming in, I'm buying. I don't give a damn if you had a G-Shock. It was probably trash. That's just a watch.
Yeah.
I want that watch. What you want for it? He might say he want $50 for it. Here, man, I'm sending you $100. That's the shit I was doing, but I was pissing people off with that because I'm running up the market on shit that I shouldn't even be doing. Now everybody want $100 for their watch, but they really just want $50 for them. But shit, Frank bought that bullshit watch. Mine way better than that. You know what I mean? So yeah, give me yours too. Now I'm walking around. I got 3-4 different watches on. I'm just doing dumb shit. Just doing dumb shit because I got a little money and I'm in jail and I'm trying to be comfortable.
You don't think like that was putting a target on you though?
I did that. I did do that, but I didn't care at the time because I'm thinking shit I can't be fucked with.
Okay.
So a weekend, I put myself in some business I shouldn't have did, right? Mm-hmm. So I get into it with this dude, and I want everybody to know I can fight, but me not knowing who I'm fucking with. Like this nigga cold boxer, like in the world he boxed. He been boxing since he was a kid, but I don't know this, but I don't even care at the time because I know I'm tough, nigga. You gonna have to show me you bad, you know what I mean? So I get into it with him. We had words. He called me out. There ain't nothing. I go in the room, I take my shirt off, tie my boots up. Now I was working out in the world, I was in shape. Now this dude did 7 years in the pen. He been having good behavior, so he got moved down to a medium. But he just come from the pen, bought my pen across the street. So that's a tough spot over there. So he come from over there. I don't know. He don't look like he in a good shape like it's me. I looked like I came in looking like I worked out. So he don't look like he in no good shape, but he look like he in a pretty good shape. But he come in a little taller than me, but he younger than me too. So I'm really finna show him. I'm finna beat this young nigga ass. I get up in that upstairs room when we go in the bathroom. It's upstairs bed. We go in there. I knew that he was finna.
So
whoop
y'all
me.
cannot fight like out in the open. Y'all got to go somewhere to fight.
Nah, we can't do that.
Okay.
I knew I was in trouble. I was gonna say I knew he was gonna whoop me, but I knew I was in trouble when I swung my best punch at him and he knocked it out the earth like it was shit.
Up.
He knocked it out the earth. He just when I throw my punch, he punched my hand and hurt my hand so bad that I had to just, I looked at my hand, and, I'd been shot in my hand too. I've been shot in his hand, so I looked at my shit, and instantly my hand was broke. It was broke, because it's easily break this hand at this point, right? So I looked at my hand, it was broke, but it breaks so much that it didn't even hurt no more. It doesn't hurt, but I see my knuckles move out of place. I said, oh man, I'm thinking, like, oh man, now I'm gonna have
You
to
can't
wrestle.
stop the fight at that point?
Nah, you can't. My pride, I could have said, you know what, because we in the same car, I could have just been like, you know what, you got it. But I'm trying to show, I ain't tripping on
So
that.
being in the same car means...
I could have been like, hey man, I could have just been like, shit, I'm good, I ain't fucking with it, you got it, you know what I mean? Okay. But I'm like, nah, I'm finna get him for that. He done hurt my hand, you know what I mean? So
you gonna try to fight him with a broke hand?
Dude whooped me. He whooped me. And that fucked me up to the point it fucked with my pride because I wasn't in shape. We were fighting for a long time, but I was tired to the point to where I'm like, I ain't, this third round, I'm like,
So how do fights end in prison?
Shit, when either you stop or he stop. But at this point, he just stopped. He like, bro, you can't, you can't fuck with me, bro. Like, going on. And he was right. You know, I was just like.
So when you say y'all going like 3 rounds, is that because you keep coming back? Like
I keep coming back, fucking with him. I keep fucking with him. And he done. And then it got to the point to where I just was so mad. He tried to walk off. I tried to sneak him. I ended up hitting 2 or 3 other different dudes. You know what I mean? Trying to hit him. But everybody was in the way. But they was trying to more because he been there for a minute now. He a blood. So now you got to understand. I'm dealing with gang members and cars. It's different things, right? Like, just because he from Dallas don't mean he with Texas car. He might be claiming blood, so he with the blood. He in the gang car. He with Bloods and Crips. So him being a blood and he in the Texas car, the blood still fuck with him. You know what I mean? But everybody was scared of this dude. When I come to realize,
you didn't know that before the fight?
I didn't know none of this. I had been there a week. I don't know what's going on. Like, I hadn't gave my chance. I wanted to make a name for myself. I wanted to be a nigga with a little money, and I wanted everybody to think
somebody else.
I want everybody to know that I ain't no hoe, right? So I'm trying to come here and make that. This was my whole game plan from the jump. When I on the plane, I'm thinking I'm finna go there. I'm gonna find me when he need a whoop, when he need to think they tough, I'm gonna do this to him. And I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. This is all about being an alpha male. But at the end of the day, I realized real quick that to calm down. You know what I mean? And I wasn't in shape. So that's when I went to working out. I went to working out so hard because I knew I was
when
never.
When you first got in, you started working out.
After that fight there, I worked out every day. For the next maybe 3-4 years, I worked out every day. I did a hard workout for the next 3-4 years before I just really said, okay, I'm gonna rest today.
Was that your only fight in prison?
No. That was my only fight. That was the first one. But that let me know that he had been there 7 years, and that's what they do in there. It's fights every day. Niggas is fighting every day. And I've been in the world. I done had a couple fights out here, but it's not like to the point to where they in there fighting. You ain't got no guns now. You ain't got nothing but knives and motherfucking homemade knives and hands in that bitch.
And real quick, cause you said earlier you have been shot. How many times you been shot?
I've been shot 3 times. I got shot 3 times at one particular time. I got shot 3 times.
Where'd you get shot? Your hand? Where?
My hand and my stomach twice.
Oh wow. Okay. What was it like recovering? How long did it take you to recover from that?
Maybe about a good between 3 and 6 months.
So what were you doing to get shot?
In the club, defending a female against her boy. Some shit I had no business doing. You know what I mean? And to actually speak on that though, and I've been meaning to actually to even speak with dude on that because I got shot by a dude and jumped in his business. Drunk. I was drunk. Jumped in his business with him and his girl, and trying to be a bully. You know what I mean?
You trying to bully him for her?
I'm trying to bully him. They having a disagreement about whatever it is they having a disagreement about. She my friend. I know of him, but I don't know him. But you know what I mean? And the dude had me plenty of times. Stay out my business, Frank. This my girl. You know what I mean? Stay out my business. Woo, woo. And I'm just drunk, and I'm trying to show again that I'm tough, and you ain't finna whoop her today. And you have to, you gonna let her make it today. And shit, he shot me then. He shot my ass.
Did he get in trouble for that?
No, he didn't. I mean, I never did none of that. But he shot me 3 times. Okay. And
was you feared for your, was that like a fear after you got, because most people, that's like a near-death type thing?
No, at the time, when he shot me, I don't know why, but you know how, you probably don't know nothing about Grand Theft Auto, right?
No.
But on that game, when you're getting shot on that game, everything turned black and gray, and then wasted come across the screen, right? Letting you know you finna die. I seen black and gray, right? And I'm like, damn. And then I took a deep breath, and I blew out. Now, all this going on, everybody screaming and running past me. I'm still in one spot. I'm still standing right there. I never fell down. I just stood there. My hand, he shot my hand, so my hand was broke. I could see the blood coming out of my hand, and my hand, I see my bone, and my hand was broke. My fingers wouldn't stop moving. So I'm holding my hand, and I'm not even knowing I'm shot in my stomach, and I'm drunk. So I'm not even knowing I'm shot in my stomach, but I kept saying he cut me. I'm not even hearing the gun go off. I said, man, you cut me? And I looked at him, and he said, I told you to stay out my business, and he walked off. So I'm looking. Like, damn, he walked out the door where I parked in Valet. He walked out the back door where I parked there. So I turned around, I went out the front. When I got to the front door, I remember looking up in the sky, seeing the stars, and I took another deep breath. I said right there, I said, shit, I ain't finna die. Shit, I'm breathing. I don't even feel nothing, but I couldn't feel my legs, not knowing the bullet that hit me here went through my bladder. So it numbed my whole body. My lower body was numb, but I could still walk. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have to have one of those bags?
for a little bit when I was in the hospital.
Oh,
about a
wow.
week. Yeah,
Okay.
I had one for about a week when I was in the hospital. Till they had to fix my bladder. I had a hole in my bladder. They sewed it up and fixed that and shit. So, but
okay, so back to the prison time. After
after that fight,
you started working out. Now, did anybody, like, in your life during the time you were doing your time, did anybody fall off from you?
Immediately, like they found themselves. You know what I mean? Now these are the same girls that I was dealing with, knowing I was dealing with each other, right? They knowing, hey, you catch me with her. Sometimes you catch her. They never left as long as I was out, because I was I was an asset to them, right? I'm able to help them with stuff. I'm able to do this for them, and I'm out here, right? So, and I'm having, I'm having a little money. I'm fly, I'm cool dude. So, as long as I was able to do for them or help them out, or just be around, they would put up whatever I did, cheat, whatever I done, they put up with it. But the instant I went to jail and they felt like I was finna get some bunch of time, now they like, oh, you know what? I'm better than this. I don't need no nigga. I don't need you. You know what I mean? And they left, right? Now, mind you, this, I met a girl maybe 2 months before I got locked up, and she wrote that whole bid out with me. I'm talking about.
When you say wrote the bid, like she wrote you, she came to visit you.
She wrote me, came to visit me every weekend. No matter where I went. I went as far as Oxford, Wisconsin. That's why I ended up coming home from that way. I was out there in Oxford. Snow was maybe up to my chin. She would come. She would come when I was at. I went to Leavenworth.
What other like visitors did you get?
My mama. They would bring a couple of my kids, and that was really it, right? I think one of those girls came when I was in Missouri one time. I think one of them.
You like the type of person, because like I know somebody who, when he go to prison, he don't want to see. He accepts no visitors. He doesn't want to see nobody, like for real.
Yeah.
He'll talk to people on the phone, but nobody can come visit him.
Yeah. See, that ain't the thing with me.
You wanted to see.
I wanted to see my kids. I wanted to be able to talk to them and let them know this is not it. This ain't it right here. After I really sat down and thought about where I was at, I wanted to make sure they never went through what I went through.
And I know you were saying at the beginning, I don't mean to cut you off, I'm sorry, because we like really been going. But I know you were saying at the beginning, about the estrangement from your kids. Was the relationship good when you started out? And it gradually, like, how did that go? Like, what?
They were younger.
What was your relationship with them as a father up until that point?
See, before I went, me thinking money and gifts was raising a kid. That was horrible. That was the worst thing I did. I used my money and spoiling them with gifts instead of time. That was the way I messed up at.
Was any of your baby mamas, was any of them like on you about giving them time and not money, or were they okay with the money? Were they too?
All of them was okay with the money,
So nobody was like, man, forget this money, Frank. Get him. Get him. Like, be. With
now they are. Now they are. Back then it was not. I could give them $200-$300. Hey, they gone. Get up out of my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give them $200-$300. Give my kids $50 bill. And everybody go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even when my kids came over, before I went to prison, when they did come over, I was more one of them fathers. I ordered a pizza, sit them in front of the game with the PlayStation on, give them a blanket, sit them on the couch. Hey, I'm watching them on the camera. I'm in the club. I'm over here at the rail station, but I'm watching them on the camera. I'm raising them through the phone. Hey, sit down, man. What you doing?
Do you feel like at that time though that you had a leash on them, or that you had a connection?
I felt like I did, but that's me, because that was me being in denial that I really wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, because I'm using my money to satisfy them kids, and and that's what the problem is at this very moment. They spoil to the point they just want daddy money. They want money. You know what I mean? Me telling them about feds and me telling them about trouble right now, that's going in one out the other with them. You know what I mean? I got some YNs right now. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, is because we done made this YN a thing by calling them that. We done made it a thing now. And that's the thing I've been really trying to figure out.
What is the difference? Because I'm no offense, but like some of the stuff you were doing back then was like some YN type stuff, right?
Nah.
Okay, so what's the difference? Why wasn't
I'm gonna say the difference is we got morals, we got principles. Back then we had morals and principles. This is what we gonna do. We not finna shoot nobody 100 times with no switch. We don't even want that. We don't want the gun. The worst we were going to do is fight and use a stick or something. That was the worst thing we was going to do. We was going to go to the club. We was going to go fight these other groups of dudes. If we got into it, it was going to be a fight. It was never going to be the worst thing you was going to hear about somebody got knocked out. Somebody got punched and knocked out. Nowadays, you going to hear about a dude getting shot so many times, and they shot him and the girl, and they shot the car. They shot the innocent people that was walking by. You know what I mean? It just be, it just be, it's sad, and it hurt me to see it a lot, because you see it now, you see it every day,
So, and you were in prison with some YNs.
I was in prison with them.
What is that? Like, is that?
And it's the thing about them. They ain't living, right? I heard they not living. They ain't done nothing. So when they go to jail, you know what they become?
What?
Punks.
No.
They homosexuals.
Why?
Every dude from 19 to 21 up to about 24, 25 was all homosexuals, man. They were thugs, though. Now, don't get me wrong. They were thugging, right?
Okay.
They were gangsters. They gonna fight. They would stab somebody, everything. But, they see a transgender. They walk around holding hands with them. They see a man with some titties and a fake ass on them and everything, and they girling them. I'm saying, this is what I seen every day. And I'm not gonna put no jacket on no man. I'm not gonna lie. And this is shit. I used to even ask him, like, hey man, like, that's a boy, man. Like, I'm gonna blast you when I get out of here. I used to try to threaten with
people
that. Like
from Dallas.
No. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't nobody from Dallas was doing it. If it was, I didn't know them like that. Right?
Okay.
If they were doing it, they were sneaking it. But I'm talking about dudes from like, oh man, Louisiana was wild.
Because why would you? Well, how could you say like you go like? Because we don't know them people. Like when you say you gonna blast them.
Yeah, just try to scare them. Like try to.
But when you say that, what would they say? Like they didn't care.
Like the dude actually said, I'm gonna block you. That's what he told me. He gonna block me. The young dude told me he gonna block me. And there was some St. Louis dude. He was from St. Louis, and
because these dudes be killing folks for outing them. Like for real.
But it's. I ain't gonna say that's what they do. Like, I ain't never heard of that. I've never seen that. But I mean, at this point, the truth it's my truth, right?
Yeah, right.
And it's like, I'm not ducking nothing. At the same time, I don't want no smoke, but I'm not ducking nothing. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, this is my prison truth. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna give it to you hardcore and real. Like, this is what it is. You know what I mean? And this is what I went through. And it's not to blast nobody and put nobody out there, but this is really try to save people. You know what I mean? And let them know, like, there's ways around it, and that's just to stay out of trouble.
Now, because you brought up the the transgenders and the punks or whatever, homosexuality in the prison. Now, because I told you before, I like went down this whole rabbit hole about this stuff. So is my understanding though, nobody is like raping nobody. They not forcing nobody. It is not that.
That's rare. That's rare that you see that. My whole time in there, I never seen that. My whole time I never seen nobody get raped. No, I never heard of that. Nothing. People died, was smoking that K2. COVID time, you seen a lot of people die. Older people died during COVID. But no one was ever raped that I know.
They willingly doing it.
They willingly doing it. Even if you was like a punk. I think one time a punk claimed he got raped. He was a punk. He claimed he got raped, and that was because he wanted a dude to give him a certain amount of money. Right? He didn't do that, so he claimed he claimed the dude raped him. You know what I'm saying? But they proved that it wasn't even that. You know what I mean? That was that. But if dudes that was gay, they was gay from home. They were gay before they came. Right? And if they wasn't gay before they came, it was a bunch of them young dudes that was just didn't care. They hadn't been with no women out there. They were coming to jail at 17, coming from juvenile to get, they was coming from juvenile with their crime, and they got sentenced to some federal time because they did something that bad when they was young. So they sent them in juvenile after they got a little older. Now you going straight to the feds. So they never really had girlfriends. They never really lived like that.
Now let me ask your opinion on this, because we hear this a lot. Like the guys that are like always in and out of prison. Like, are you like you going to prison? You doing this so you could be up in there?
See, I said that a lot too, right?
Okay.
But like, this is the thing about trouble. It's easy to get into, and it's hard to get out. As long as you got a criminal history, it's super easy, right, to get locked up. Especially when you out on a probation or a parole hold or anything. Anything you do that's wrong on probation or being on parole, it'll get you locked up. Anything. I mean, you can't even get out of jail and your kid do something bad at school and you spank them. You going to jail for that.
Right.
You can't whoop your kid no more. So you can get in trouble. It's easy to get in trouble, but it's hard to get out, because once you get in there, now it takes money, it takes time. You got to see a judge, and around this time of the year anyway, it's very hard because there's Christmas, Thanksgiving going on, New Year's. Them people on vacation, so you're gonna be sitting in that motherfucker. So the thing about trouble is how easy it is, and my mom used to always tell me how easy it was to get in trouble and hard to get out. And I see what she mean by that, because now you can't. And then now this day and age, it's just like back to the YN situation with me. Okay, this is the whole thing. It's gonna be gonna be a generation of these guys once we dead and gone, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna run this earth. But if and it's the thing about reality, people are not really paying attention to reality, right? Because reality is gonna outlast us all. So with me, I just riding in the car and I'm thinking the other day, like, when this generation up and comes, at my age, and when they're at this age, what is it gonna be? Is it gonna be men that learn from their lessons, or is it just gonna be YN grandpas and unks running around here? You know what I mean? So that's gonna wash away. But do you realize what generation is coming up after them? Do you ain't never paid attention to that?
What generation?
Everybody is having autistic babies right now, right?
Oh,
despite the number that, and I don't know where it's coming from, but I can say COVID and whatever DNA vaccine they gave them. But what is the world gonna be when autistic kids is the future? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just like, I sit here and I pay attention to movies. I pay attention to things that go on. And I remember watching this one movie. It was Planet of the Apes. And
that's my favorite movie too.
And I'm watching the one where Woody Harrelson was in this one, right? Mm-hmm. And remember when he was remember everybody couldn't speak.
Yes.
And the people that couldn't speak, they was killing them off, or you know what I mean, they just couldn't speak. And that's the thing with the autistic them, because these kids, 3 to 5 year old right now, they're not talking right at all, right? And at 2 years old, we were learning how to talk. We were saying mama, dad, you know what I mean? These autistic kids is 5 and 6 years old, and they still ain't said nothing, right? So it's like on that movie, we stopped talking, and the animal started talking, right? And the ape started talking. I'm gonna say that the ape started talking, and so I'm trying to figure out like. And I just be sitting back thinking, is this what it's going to be? Is this what it's going to be? Is it going to be where we become the animals and the animals become the humans? Right. And you know what I mean? And I'm just like, but you know, it's just a thing. I just want to put that in people's mind, right? To actually think about reality and what's really going on, because
and what's happening in the future.
Yeah, we're not paying attention to nothing. Like we're not really paying attention to what's really going on, and that's the scary part about life. But you know, it is what it is.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Now, while you were gone doing your bid, I remember, I don't know which one of these, but I remember reaching out to you about a death in the city. Because, you know, during that time, that's another thing, doing those bids, you know, life is life. We lost Roy Lee Pate, and we also lost Mo 3. And, you know, these were people that you guys interviewed on Square Biz, so you got to know them. And I know you... also have a relationship, a friendship with Yellow Beezy as well. So, but how did you, like, when these things were happening, like, what, like, did that bother you at all? Like, did it affect you in a way?
And you know, I think about a message that I sent to Yellow, and I sent the message to Mo 3, right?
Okay.
Just on me explaining to them about life, you know what I mean? And about
you sent this while you were in prison?
While I was in prison, yeah, I sent this to both of them, right? And not to speak too much on it, because it's a whole open case about that, right?
It is, right.
And you know, I don't know, you know, I was in jail, I don't know what happened, you know what I mean? I don't know what really happened, I don't know, you know, and I hate it happened, but I don't know what happened. But I remember just explaining to them that it's two sides to this, right? It's a side of being free, and it's a side of being, no, it's 3 sides, right? I told them that in the message. And I said, it's a side of being free, it's a side of being in jail, it's a side of being dead. We don't know what death like, because we ain't died. But I'm telling you this, I've been free, and I'm in jail. And I know this is not where I want to be at, in jail, right? But I know I'm leading up to things that goes on, you know, and if you're gonna rap, just rap. And
did they respond to you about that?
Mo 3 never responded. He never responded to my message, but he liked it, right? He liked it, the message, and he thumbs up the message, and I know I always talk to Yellow about stuff, you know what I mean? You know, I always talk to him and everything. But this is when, you know, Mo 3 was alive, you know what I mean? Yeah. They just were doing the feuding, you know what I mean? This was just feuds going on. But Mo 3 was feuding with a bunch of people at the same time, you know what I mean? And he was feuding with a bunch of people. So I remember just messaging him that, because I love this music, you know what I mean? I mean, both of them music is jamming, but I love Mo 3 music. I love storytelling. And, you know, it used to just, and it got better and better. You know, he got better and better. So it was like, you know, this is after, I don't know, you know, Roy Lee, you know, me and Roy Lee was cool. We was cool before all this happened, you know, before everything happened. And I remember hearing about him, and like, damn, that's fucked up, you know what I mean? And at the same time, I'm feeling like this me being in prison kind of saved me, you know what I mean? Saved me from all that, you know what I mean? Because I was damn near in the middle of all the bullshit, you know what I mean? So I was just like, this is why he put me in here, you know what I mean? I used to be thinking like, damn.
What do you think, like, why what forged a friendship with you and Yellow? Like, why are y'all cool to this day?
Me and Yellow got cool. First, we got into it, right? Over a dice game, right? Okay. We got into it, and I was hot. I was mad.
He was winning?
He was my back man, right?
What's a back? Okay,
a back man. Okay. So I'm shooting dice. So I'm getting hit on this end, right? I'm fading the dude that's hitting me, right? And I'm getting hit on this end. So when it's my time to shoot, I lose. I'm getting hit. I lose. Now I'm shooting maybe be shooting 40, betting 40. And then now Yellow get the dice. He right next to me, right? But we cool. I really want him on the other side of the table, away from me, right?
Yeah, because I can't
gamble with him. Money. Yeah, I can't gamble with him like I want to, because he's my partner, right?
Okay.
So I'm telling him, hey man, go on over there, man. You can't be my back, man. You know, I don't want your money. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get these other niggas, like, but I'm getting hurt over here. You know what I mean? And he like, nigga, I ain't going wrong, because he winning on this side, right? He winning. Guess what he doing? So it was like I'm losing like a motherfucker. And I remember telling him like on some shit like, hey man, get away from me, man. Go on the other side of the table, I'll whoop you. No matter if I'm gonna go.
Now was this like, was he like Yellow Beezy?
Yeah, he was Yellow. He was Yellow. No,
he's always been Yellow, but I'm saying, like, was this like before he got the notoriety and stuff?
See, he've always had that notoriety just from being in the hood anyway. Okay. You know, he's always been Yellow Beezy, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't even tell you, know, we was cool for like, I never even knew his name, his real name. You know, he Yellow to me, you know, I ain't never cared about what his real name was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I knew his last name because he had a tattoo on his back, but I never knew his real name from you know, it was Yellow. That's what if you asked me, his birth certificate said Yellow Beezy. But I remember when we did that, when we got into, we had those words, and all our homies was in there, and I'm telling him like, nigga, I'm gonna whoop you, Frank. Frank, I'm gonna whoop you. I told him I was gonna whoop him. I remember saying I was gonna whoop him, and he made me so mad because he told me he was gonna pop me. Boy, Frank, if you touch me, I'm gonna pop you. That's what he told me, and that just ran me hot. And
Pop you mean shoot?
Shoot me, yeah. Yes. So I was just like, it ran me hot because we better than that. And I'm like, you gonna shoot me? So I'm just okay. You know what? But I know we ended up squashing that. I remember we had did some business together, and I think he gave me too much money. He gave me too much money, right? I counted the money. I know how the hundreds be stuck together, and he didn't know it. And so I counted the money. Well, he counted the money and gave it to me. When I got in the car, I counted it, and he was like an extra $300 he had gave me because the money was stuck together. I'm more on karma, right? I'm more big on karma. I'm big on trust. If I deal with you like that, I'm trying to show you I ain't on that. It ain't about that. You know what I mean? I'm cool with what I'm supposed to have, and So I remember calling him to come back out because he had a law for some downtown. I remember telling him to come back down the elevator. He gave me too much money, and I gave him $300 back, and I counted out the money that he gave me. You know what I mean? I told him that you gave me too much, and that right there kind of made us connect. He was like, "Damn, boy, ain't no nigga would have done that." Like you know what I mean? And so he'll get in the studio sometimes. He just be in there. He'll call me. Hey man, I got some. We over here chilling, man. Come pull up. You know what I mean? I got a pool party going on. Pull up. You know what I'm saying? And that made us even closer. Now I'm pulling up pool party. I'm having fun. I'm being around. Other little celebrity type dudes. And we having our. It was always a good time. You know what I mean? To the point to where we had got real cool. To now I'm defending his honor. You know what I mean? I'm defending his back against the bullshit. You know what I mean? Right. And I get caught up in shit. But people just know I'm forced to defend it because. Just from social media, people seeing, I got the broken average day going, he rocking it, so they knowing that we cool. So now, dudes will do shit like, shit, what Frank is? I know that's his partner. I'll get at him, and it's like, and there you go. That's where it came. And now you put me in the situation. I didn't ask to be in that. I never said, hey, you mess with Yellow, you mess with me, until that day Roy Lee came on Scorpions Radio and done that. When he posted did some whole other shit, you know what I mean? And he made it a thing when I didn't. You told me you was coming here to promote that.
Whatever he was doing.
That video. I mean, he did a little video thing, the little tax season thing with the video. He came over about. We was talking about that, and he got on her and he went to talking about this man. And the whole time, this man watching us on her. Now he calling my phone. On there,
yeah.
He calling my phone, mad at me, like, "What you got going on up there? What's up with him?" I'm like, "I don't know. Let's go to commercial though, real quick." You know what I'm talking to him. But we go to commercial. I'm letting them know, "Hey man, you pissed him off, man. Where that come from?" And that's how it went. You know what I mean? But
were you and Yellow still cool? Like while you were doing your prisons?
Oh yeah, real cool, real cool.
Yeah, cool now?
Yeah, real cool. Yeah, I talk to Yellow almost every day. But we was real cool. Me and I'm we rooting for him from there. You know what I mean? Because he actually blew up once I got locked up. Like I'm maybe a month after I got locked up, he was gone on. He had started doing he had dropped That's On Me, and him and Chris Brown were doing stuff together. He was really doing a bunch of big stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I never was in it to get money out of him. I always rooted for him. I always promoted. I always wanted to see him do best, do his thing. You know what I mean? Because I knew he was good. He was good at what he did. You know what I mean? And there was a bunch of guys in Dallas that was good at what they were doing. And I always pushed him. I always told him, keep going. And it was all genuine with us. You know what I mean? It was never, hey man, when you get rich, do this. But I do remember telling him, and I do remember him telling me, and I'm still gonna hold him to that. I'm supposed to get an Escalade. I don't know where it's at, but I'm supposed to be getting an Escalade.
Why are you supposed to get an Escalade?
Because that's the deal that we made, and he know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And
I can't tell the details of the deal.
I can't tell the details of the deal, but I want my Escalade. Okay. I need it like ASAP. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let him do what he's doing right now, handle the business he needs to handle, but I need the Escalade. Yeah, I definitely need my Escalade.
As soon as he beat them charges, you need him to deliver.
Yeah, I need the Escalade immediately. You know what I'm saying? But that's my guy, man. And I hate the situation that went on. I hate the fact that people lost their lives. I hate the fact that it went that way. You know what I mean? But you can't say such and such did such and such because such and such was mad at such and such. You know what I mean? People, like they say, people die every day. People get shot every day. When I got shot, that's what the thing. People get shot every day. People didn't give a damn. Nobody cared who shot me and know who did what. You know what I mean? People don't really care unless you just die. Now you got a dead person and you got the villain now. You know what I mean?
That's right.
It would have been the same thing if it would have been the other way around. You know what I mean? He'd be the most hated person out here and you did this to him. You know what I mean? But it's like nobody can put honestly can say this guy did this or this guy done that. It's just a bunch of he say, she say, a bunch of her say shit going on. And them people run with that though. You know what I mean? They run with a bunch of the shit because they know what be going on. They know, okay, such and such got shot on the freeway. They knowing what happened, but they gonna let him do him and then we gonna get him type shit. You know what I mean? What I'm saying? We gonna let this go on and that go on and we gonna do this her and it's just like, it's all about the money at the end of the day. I hate it's like that, but that's just what it's about. It's always about money. That's why when you go to jail, you get a bond. in a regular bond. They take him to jail. His bond $2 million all of a sudden. You know what I mean? And it's all, and that's what it's about. What a person has and don't have, or what a person got, it, what a person's name is. When you Google him and you look him up, but it's just, I can't get too deep into it. I'm gonna let that be.
So now you live the consequences. You paid your debt. You've come back as a different man. So today, who is Frank now, and what keeps you from slipping back into your old patterns?
Today at 2025, going on 2026, right? I'm federal fitness to the fullest, right?
And so, what is federal fitness?
Federal fitness. That's my workout. That's my actual and it's federal fitness 177. And a lot of people don't know what the 177 is. The 177 is the last three numbers on your federal ID number, right? When you're locked up. And if you're from Dallas or Northern District of Dallas, then you know what the 177 is, because we all got the last 177. So you can always, anybody can be federal fitness. You can be federal fitness 509, federal fitness this and that, but I'm federal fitness 177, and I'm representing. That's
because you like the Texas card.
I'm representing Dallas.
Oh, Dallas. I'm sorry.
Texas,
I'm sorry.
Texas
Dallas
is cool,
card.
but I'm Dallas
card.
though. Texas is alright. It's we in Texas, but Dallas is what I represent as far as that. But it's my workout. It's where I found peace in prison, right? Working out and working out, helping other guys work out. I had guys that I used to train in jail with diabetes who shook back, who was real sick, and got themselves in shape and thought they couldn't. I had guys in there that was obese, and they shook back and lost a lot of weight just off of my workout and actually eating right.
Okay.
Trying to eat. It's hard to eat good in prison, but you got certain ways we can make things work, but you got to stay away from the sweets. We eat a lot of fish, which is good and bad at the same time. But everything we eating is killing us at the end of the day. It's nothing that's just too healthy. Unless you just sitting back like a cow and eating number grass. You know what I mean? But we can't do that as people. So we I use that as a.
You said that was like your therapy?
That was my therapy. Me working out in jail and to actually see results in my body. And it comes small, but you can see it. And then even if you don't see it, when other guys see you, they be like, damn, nigga, you getting bigger. Damn, nigga, you got muscles right there. Like, how you work that out? Like, you know what I mean?
Did you know what to do? Or, did you know how
I see, like I said, that old girl that I was dealing with, she sent me a lot of books. I read a lot of books about it. I read a lot of about nutrition.
Like fitness books?
Fitness books, yeah.
So was you asking her for those?
Yeah, I was asked for the fitness books. You know what I mean? Or I had part one of a book, and she'll send me part two.
Okay.
And I would find certain books in the library, and I needed to know the rest of it. So she'll send me the shit that I need as far as books. But
I gotta ask you, like, is she still around?
Yeah, she's still around.
Why you say like that? Reason why I asked, and we getting to the end. Reason why I asked, and R.I.P. to my cousin. But I had a cousin who, he did this like bid, and he was, married, and she went through it with him, like you saying. And when he got home, he wasn't home that long, and he basically was like, you know what? I've been gone so long. I just want to be free.
See, this is the thing about that, right? We all want to be free, right?
Okay.
We all want to be free. But it's about, if I'm coming home, now the whole bid was, it was helpful. She was very helpful. And, and I would forever be grateful for her, right? If she ever needed me, I'm coming. Even like tomorrow, she need me, you know what I mean? And I'm coming, you know what I mean? So it's like, things don't work out as planned when you come home because, you want to be in a situation where you're happy, right? And that's what it's all about, just being happy, period. And at this day and age, being unhappy is a no for me, right?
But what would you have been unhappy about? You back home?
I'm back home, but I still felt imprisonment, right? I felt like I was being controlled, right?
By her or
by
just
her?
Oh, okay.
Being controlled, right? Like it's always drama. Like you know what I mean? It's always my phone ring, my phone ding, my because. I don't even answer it. Like I don't look at it. If it did ding in front of her, I didn't look at it. I don't answer, and that's a problem. It's a problem. If I look at it, it's a problem. I don't. Let
me ask you an honest question. Now, during that time, like, cause we know, I'm saying we know, I'm allegedly okay.
Yeah.
She wasn't the only girl you were dealing with during that time. You right.
Okay, but the thing is, I had a phone, right?
And let me just tell the people, cause that's listening to this.
Uh-huh.
You and I chatted a couple of times on Instagram, and which is like wild to me.
Yeah.
That you were actually. I was like, what? I don't know. I don't remember like how it happened. I just remember like maybe getting on Instagram and seeing your stories, and I'm like, I know damn well. So you were, I'm sure,
I was
entertaining.
I was doing that. I was
pen
having phones. It's not necessarily pen paling because, like I said, like you know, the girls that I thought were gonna ride, that I wanted to ride with me, is they fell off within the first month, right? So you know, once they did that, I kind of just, you know, my heart just went cold. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And so I had already said I'm coming home. I mean, I ain't dealing with nothing that I used to deal with when I get out. You know what I mean? You know, and everybody thought I had a bunch of time until they found out. You know, everybody was talking about 40, 50 years. That's what they were saying. You know, I was letting people say what they wanted to say, but I had said I wasn't dealing with nothing old when I got out, and I meant that. You know what I mean? I meant that to the fact that, and not just saying if I dealt with her when I was out, I'm not gonna deal with her no more, right? I'm saying, when I say I mean her mind frame is still the same as it was back then.
Oh,
right?
okay, gotcha.
If they still stuck in the same spot 7 years later that they was in then, where they was studying, posting about being in relationships and not having a man, or breaks up. Come on, man! Like, it's no reason for it 7 years later. If you this much of a bad female, or you the catch of the world, why are you still somebody's side chick?
So let me, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to, but like, what was? So then, with that being said, you're not dealing with nobody old. What was it like your first week when you got out? Because now, you know, everybody know you home. We know you back.
My first week, you know, right? I got dreads in my head, right?
Right.
I got dreadlocks, right? I'm kind of quiet. I'm kind of trying to figure out how I'm gonna start my workout thing. What I'm gonna name it. I'm trying to figure out all this.
So were you planning that in prison, like that? This is where you were gonna kind of transition.
Yeah, this is what I was gonna do. Yeah, I planned this when I was in there, right? I planned to do this, but I never had a name, right?
Okay.
I never had a name, so I was just working out the halfway. I had an ankle monitor. I was just working out and posting it on social media, posting the workouts from inside the prison when I had my phone. I would post up, but I figured out that I don't know what made me come up with Federal Fitness, right? I don't know what came up with it, but my workouts are all what I learned in Fed. Most of them I learned these in Fed, so I know it was federal something, right? So Federal Fitness is the same, is the best thing, you know, FF. And then I put the 177 on it because I'm representing Dallas.
Gotcha.
It's just really it's really me. The 177 is me saying Federal Fitness Dallas, you know, Dallas. Federal Fitness, not Texas but Dallas. So when I put the 177 on, this is the Northern District of Dallas. So I put a little bit of my federal workouts with a little bit of what I learned, just what I know from being out here, and I just made it a thing. And people like it. People enjoy it. They enjoy watching it. They say a lot of people say it's intense, but they want to try it. They want to deal with it. And I'm just open to anybody and everybody that wants to work out. You know what I mean? Because it just, you know, working out has become a real popular thing this day and age. It's like everybody's doing it. Celebrities, a bunch of different, you know, moguls are doing it now, so it's like a real popular thing. So I'm just trying to use what I do is a little different because I'm more of a calisthenic one workout, no weights, less weight as possible, all body weight workouts, and you know, it's working and I like it. You know, I like it.
I tried working out with you one time. Yeah, it was.
It was like dealing with a infant. Like can't cry, just cried all day. Frank, I can't do it. Frank, I'm done. Frank,
you hear that a lot. I know when I hear that a lot. Girls, I just laugh.
I hear that a lot, and they can do it though. They're doing it at the same time. They saying they can't do it, so it's like, what are you saying? Like you doing it, but I'm not doing it right. I don't feel like you do it right. Listen, we didn't when we were kids when we started walking, we didn't walk right. We learned to walk the right way, but we kept walking. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, just as long as you doing it, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get the form. You're gonna get the movement right. You just gotta keep trying it. You get better and better. And a lot of the girls are learning. A lot of girls are doing it. They're getting in shape. You know what I mean? But you know, life is still at the same time lifing with a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
So they still fall off from stuff, and that's why working out will never go old. It'll never be, because you can never get too fit.
Right.
You can never you can always improve your body in some way or not. So it's never a such thing as getting fit. And then you have to stay in there to keep it going. It's not going to just.
You work out every day?
I do something even when I'm at work. I do something, right? I'm at work. I do push-ups. I'm
so you have like a 9 to 5, like?
Yeah, I got a job. Yeah, okay. I work 12-hour shifts at my job. You know?
How is that different? Like, because you were getting like 50,000. You know,
it's horrible.
Yeah.
When I think about it. But I'm gonna tell you what keeps me going. The fact that I'm not ducking and dodging from the police. Right? Okay. The fact that I don't have no warrant for my arrest, when I can actually ride on the side of a police and don't even care about him looking at me eye to eye, you know what I mean? And he looking at me, and I ain't even got a license, but I'm not worried about them pulling me over because I don't have no warrants. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about. And I've been pulled over 3 different times since I've been home, and I've never got a ticket, even though I ain't got a license. They never gave me a ticket, not one time. And it's like, I'm grateful for the job. I'm thankful for the job, and it's a part of my growth, right? And I don't want to, and I'm not. It's not nothing I'm gonna do forever. I'm not gonna sit here and work at this spot forever. But I'm doing what I got to do now because I'm on federal probation. So you got being on federal probation. You got limits that you can do and you can't do right now. Keeping a job is a mandatory. You have to do this right now. They're not even allowing you to work for yourself. You have to keep a job, a 9-to-5 job, until you can get off. Till you get off this, and I'm almost off of it. So what I mean, not saying I'm just gonna quit the job when I get off probation, but I'm moving towards doing my own thing. As far as me running my own business, running my own thing. Yeah.
Let me ask you, like, is it anything that we didn't talk about that you want to share, or that you think we need to know?
I mean, just my
because I tried to be thorough.
yeah, I understand, but my heart just goes out to the. I'm not going to even call them YNs, right? My heart goes out to the young men, generation right now. And,
that was going to be like my last question.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
So then, since you brought that, then okay. My last question was, if a young man out here thinks that fast money or shortcuts are the way to go, like, what would you tell him based on everything you lived through?
Even though I feel like that's going to go and wear out the other, because they got to find that for themselves, even with me. I mean, but I feel like if somebody would have told me about the feds and how they work and how they actually do, I don't know if it stopped me from doing what I was doing, but I could at least say I was told, right? And my thing with that is, fast money is cool. Right, we all know that fast money is cool, but it's the thing that doesn't last, right? It doesn't last, and it's always gonna catch up to you, man. And I feel like if you start something now, right, we're working hard. If you start now, being young, it pays off. I just feel like it does, you know what I mean? And I'm almost, I can say I'm almost living proof of it, even though I'm older now, but it pays off because you don't have to experience what I just experienced, right? You won't have to experience that, and when you're there, all I said when I was in there. When I get out, I'm going to hurry up and go to work. You know what I mean? Because I never want to be sitting in this cell again. I never want to be sitting in a jail and something like 2020 COVID hit, and you locked up and don't know if your mama with diabetes is okay because you hearing everything that's going on. You waking up, looking out the window, seeing all these stretchers going out here with sheets over them because these older guys, this older generation is like they just disappearing. Because I
forgot to even mention that COVID happened while you were in prison as well.
Man, that was horrible. It was the worst time of my life, to the point to where I couldn't believe what was going on, and I couldn't believe that they didn't give us some good time for that. You know what I mean? Like I was locked down that whole year. We was in a cell that whole year. They let us out 5 minutes every 3 days to either shower or use the phone at Beaumont. You can either go in here and take a quick shower, or you can try to use the phone. But you got 5 minutes, and this every 3 days.
Wow. Every
3 days, yeah. And then the days you lock down, you're looking out the window and you see a stretcher going out there. You see a dude and you're like, dang, you wonder who that is. You hoping they ain't one of your friends, hoping they ain't somebody you know. You know everybody down there. It's 1,200, maybe 9 to 1,200 inmates here, but everybody knows everybody because it's all men here. You know what I mean? So, and a bunch of the guards was passing away too. Coming to work, getting sick, and passing it to us. It was a horrible situation, and that's why I try to tell like my kids, and I tell them like, it goes in one out the other, but it's like, you didn't get the spirit, even though it was hard out here. I'm pretty sure it was hard out here to everybody who was going through it, but I don't want y'all to experience what I just went through. So I try to tell them, hey, let's do this, or try this, or do this better than this, or try this better. But it's like they want to learn the hard way, and it's like, why? I'm telling you, this is how it's gonna be. This is what's gonna happen, and I'm letting them know now that I'm not gonna be there. Because I'm telling you now to stay out of the situation. So my working money that I got to pay bills for, I'm helping the kids that wants to be helped, whether they mind or not. Yeah, whether they mind or not, I'm helping the kids that want to be helped, because me spoiling y'all ain't gonna do nothing but keep me in debt, keep me broke, and the money ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't doing no good me giving it away to y'all, because y'all buy weed with it. I ain't never smoked, so I don't understand my kids doing drugs. I never done it, so I'm not finna do it. I'm just not gonna do it, and I'm gonna let y'all figure out the hard way because y'all don't want to listen. So that's what it's gonna be. But my heart goes out to them because they have no regret or they have no heart as far as killing the next man. They have none at all. It's like they don't care. Then they get on these rap songs and rap about it. So it's like, damn, like this is what the world has became. And then the generation after them, it just seems like everybody's gonna be autistic. Like, I'm just like, damn, what is really going on as far as what it's gonna be? So you living and we learning. I'm just trying to see it out as far as I can before I go. You know what I mean?
Right on. Well, Frank, I really appreciate you for being real, being accountable, and sharing your story with no excuses. Stories like this matter, and not to glorify anything, but just to show people what these choices actually cost and what redemption can look like if you put in the work. So thank you for joining us today. You want to leave us with, tell us how we can stay connected, Federal Fitness and everything you're doing.
Federal Fitness 177. I'm Ben Frank 13 on Instagram. Frank McChriston, my full name on Facebook. Federal Fitness 177 on TikTok. What else is there? I think I'm Federal Fitness on Snapchat too, 177. And yeah, follow my page. I'm finna get a YouTube here soon, so it'll be up and running. But follow me on Instagram. That's where I mostly do a lot of posting at on Instagram, and that's Ben Frank 13. And you know, man, just stay out of trouble. That's all I can say. Just stay out of trouble, man. That's just it's easier said than done. But I know you know with the right mind frame, you know, definitely if you got to think about it, watch this interview. You know, watch it over and over and over, because I'm telling you now, when they get you in there, it's horrible. It's horrible. There ain't no coming home, because feds don't play. I'll tell you that now. Feds do not play, and you know, it's nothing to glorify with me going. I hate the fact I had to go through that. I'm never telling nobody nothing good about it. It's nothing good about the feds, man. Nothing at all. You know, it's nothing there.
And you know what? Just let me say this, because I did want to bring this up. Mike Epps not too long ago had made the comment that he is against throwing celebrations for people coming out of prisons. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, coming home?
I don't see nothing. It's nothing to celebrate. You know, we men. You know, and it's nothing celebrating you coming home. Now, it's, you know, whether your family's happy to see you or not, that's one thing. But you know, I celebrate birthdays. I celebrate holidays. You know, but coming home, I never celebrated. I didn't. It wasn't let's have a party for you coming home. No, I didn't do that.
Okay.
I didn't do that at all. I threw me a birthday party because I got it in April, so I threw my party in May, which is my birthday, May 13th. So, but other than that, nah, just, you know, my whole thing is just stay out of trouble.
Well, thank you so much again, Frank. Thank you for tuning in. You guys make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think about the interview. And until next time, we'll see you.